Schaefer Stadium, Foxboro, Massachusetts, and you have to be a real football fan to brave the weather here today. It's in the low 30s, winds gusting up to 40 miles an hour as the Eagles and the Patriots hook up. Hello, everyone. I'm Don Cricky with Nick Bonacani, the former All-Pro linebacker with the Patriots and the Miami Dolphins. Nick, this was to be the Super Bowl year with your old club, the Patriots, but it doesn't even look like it's going to be a playoff season.
Well, Don, I think their problems started early. John Hanna and Leon Gray, the All-Pro linemen, were having contract problems. Missed training camp, came to camp late. The offense sputtered. But they're playing true to form now, playing like All-Pros, blocking for this man, Sam Cunningham. Sam Cunningham needs 24 yards to break his own personal mark this year. And this guy here, Steve Grogan, a quarterback, a leader, a good thrower, rushed last week 12 times for 81 yards. Just a real good ball player.
And a good offense. The Philadelphia Eagles, as you know, are 3-7. Jim Hart, the Cardinal quarterback, said last week, they're like we were 4 years ago. They're just a play away from being a winner every week. The Eagles have outscored their opposition already this season, although they have a losing record. And now we're ready to kick it off down on the playing field. The Eagles have won the toss. They'll be receiving. There is John Smith, an English soccer kicker who came here to run a summer soccer program. Tried out to play pro football, and here he is. He's been one of the top scorers in the AFC in the recent seasons. The Eagles have their two men decked deep now as they get ready for the opening kickoff from John Smith. The temperature in the low 30s here in Foxboro, Massachusetts. Smith hits the ball downfield, and it is going to be taken at about the 8-yard line. It is Wilbert Montgomery turning the corner, coming across the field. He's knocked out of bounds across the 30. And there, the Eagles will put it in play, 1st and 10. Nick?
You know, the Eagles, Montgomery is an exciting player. He leads the NFC in kickoff returns, and they're going to play him a little bit in the offense as an offensive back. They feel he has the moves, he has the good quickness, he has the outside speed that they've been lacking so far this year. The starting running backs will be Hogan and Sullivan for the Eagles, two tough runners. Sullivan, a good pass receiver coming out of the backfield.
Ron Jaworski, the quarterback for Philadelphia. He is working into the wind right now. Big weight. It'll be tough to throw deep into this wind. Handoff goes, and the first back through, running hard for the Philadelphia Eagles, was the fullback. And Mike Hogan got the ball out across the 35-yard line to about the 36. Let's look at that Patriot defensive line. They, of course, play the 3-4. Tony McGee, Sugar Bear Hamilton, across the front with Julius Adams, the 4 linebackers, and ex-Eagle Zabel, Nelson Hunt, and Rod Schote, the former All-American at Oklahoma. All-Pro Mike Haynes at one corner, Bob Howard at the other. McCray and Fox play the deep safety. It is 2nd and about 7 now. Philadelphia goes out of the I set, a power set. Pitch back. Running with the ball is Tom Sullivan, and he is out to the 40. And that's going to bring up 3rd and about 4. Steve Zabel knocked him down, the former #1 draft choice of the Eagles. This weather, Nick, is going to start to wear people down, I think. It's not so much the cold. The low 30s is good football weather, but that wind brings the chill factor down below 0.
Well, it's going to affect the passing game more than anything else, Don. And Mel Lunsford is hurt. That's why Tony McGee is starting in his spot at the left defensive end.
3rd down. 4 to go for the first down for Philadelphia. Opening series of downs. There is no score. Jaworski looks to run, and the Eagles aren't going to get there as Jaworski got back to the line of scrimmage. He was knocked down. Coming up to make the play was Sam Hunt, one of the inside linebackers, a 250-pound linebacker. And Steve King was also on the play, so the Patriots hold on defense, and now they will get the ball for the first time as the Eagles have Spike Jones in the game to punt. Mike Haynes is back deep now, Nick.
Mike Haynes is a leading punt returner in the AFC, along with Montgomery from the NFC on kickoff returns. We have some real speed out there.
New England has a great return game. Their kick returner on kickoffs is fantastic. Claiborne, rookie from Texas. Here comes Haynes, darting in across the 30. That final lunge gets it out to the 33-yard line. And there, the Patriots go on offense for the first time in the game. Down to make the play for the Eagles was Charlie Johnson. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the New England Patriots and the National Football League is prohibited.
Be interested to see if Dick Vermeil's assessment of the Patriot offense is that they run on first and second down and throw on third down.
Now they're going to throw on first down today as Grogan looks out. He swings it back out. That's Cunningham. Loses the football. And he was the last to have possession, and he fumbled it forward for a pretty darn good gain, Nick, about 8 yards.
You know, that's just what you said. They crossed him up. It's play action pass, meaning that the quarterback will fake to the fullback Cunningham. Now he's looking for him, checking out of the backfield. Throws a short pass to Cunningham. Not unusual because Cunningham has 35 receptions on the year. That's his 36. Tries to put a move on, loses the football. But because he had the last possession, it remains with the Patriots. So it's second down, about 1.5 yards to go.
Charlie Johnson was putting a big rush on Steve Grogan on the play. Second down and 2 now for New England. Ball to the Patriots 42-yard line. Oh, a free football, and who's got it? It's still up for grabs. The Eagles are after it. They haven't got it yet. If it goes out of bounds, it'll be New England's, and I think that's the case. No, the Eagles got it before it went out. It is ruled that John Sanders got possession before the ball went out of bounds, and so the Eagles get it back.
It's a hot potato. They're trying to run the reverse here to Stingley, but Calhoun, number 44, throws the ball up in the air. Now they play hot potato. I don't want it. You can have it. Let's kick it a little bit. Throw it off to the sidelines. But Sanders is the last one just before it goes out of bounds. Ball's on it. Runs out of bounds. But it's the Eagles' possession on a 40-yard line of the Patriots. A big break for the Eagles.
So the Patriots fumble the ball on consecutive plays. Now that one they lost it. And now the Eagles have their best field position of this early game. They're at the 40. Charlie Smith and Carmichael wide to either side. Jaworski, play faking, gets time, puts it up. A man is open, and the ball is caroms off the back of linebacker Sam Hunt. The ball literally hit Sam Hunt as he was pulling out the pass cover. Herb Lusk was swinging out of the backfield. He was the intended receiver. Nick?
You know, Grogan early when he was warming up was having trouble throwing this way. Now I see Jaworski's having the same trouble because the man Lusk was wide open, but he underthrew him and he hits Hunt in the back right here. See, Lusk is looking for the football, wide open there, but he hits Sam Hunt in the back. So he underthrew him. It's a big play.
So it'll be second down and 10 now for the Eagles at the 40-yard line of New England. No score in the first quarter. Fumbled football again. And the Patriots say they got it back, and now the official concurs. So we have consecutive fumbles on these last 2 possessions. Must be awful tough out there, Nick.
God, it doesn't make really any sense because it's really not that cold out there. They should be able to control the ball a little bit better. But with the score 0-0, we'll be back after this one.
What's the problem? It looks all right. The open work all right, Dave? You can tell. Are our banners up? How's our director doing? Yeah, yes.
74. It was the Canton Bears.
There you go. We are back at Foxboro, Massachusetts. It's first and 10 for the Patriots. First back through is Sam Cunningham, and Frank LeMaster hit him from behind, and then Charlie Johnson also threw him back. And so there's a short pickup, a couple of yards. It'll be second down and 8. I think they were looking for Sam in that one, Nick.
Yeah, you know, the big thing is the Eagle fans are not going to be able to see a great tight end today. That's number 81, Russ Francis. Probably the premier end in football. He's out with broken ribs, and Al Chandler has taken his place. Now, the big problem there is Chandler's not that good a pass receiver, so they'll double cover the both outside receivers.
That has been the problem. Once the great tight end went out, Francis, they double up on people like Stingley, who was having a great season with single coverage. Don Calhoun runs with the ball. Got it out to the 42-yard line. That'll be about 4 yards short of a first down. Coming up to make the tackle was Mihalik, 54, one of the 4 Eagle linebackers, along with John Outlaw.
Don, what they're doing is they're shuttling their plays in with Hasselback and Chandler. Chandler just went back into the ball game. Now, this is a situation where Grogan ran last week on the option play.
3rd and 4. Grogan takes a look. He puts it downfield. The ball caroms up in the air. A hard hit was put on Darrell Stingley. John Outlaw saw Stingley go up. Outlaw, former Patriot, really hammered Darrell Stingley just as the ball came in, and so the Patriots will have to punt it back to Philadelphia.
John Outlaw has 2 interceptions on the year, and the story why he left New England was he had a knee problem, and the knee just never came around here, and the Patriots sort of gave up on him, let him go, and the Eagles picked him up. He's been with them now for quite a few years and doing a good job at that corner.
Despite the weather, this building looks about sold out, doesn't it?
It's a good crowd. Geez, now everybody was expecting 40,000, but I think it's closer to 55.
There the deep men now. Wally Henry and Larry Marshall are back. A squib punt by Mike Patrick, who's had problems this season. It'll go out of bounds inside the 40-yard line of Philadelphia, but the Eagles come out of it with good field position. So right now we have 10:51 left to play in the first quarter. There's no score on the board as the Eagles and Jaworski come out on offense.
If we ISO anybody on pass situations, it's ISO Tony McGee. Okay, Tony McGee. If we're going to do on a passing situation, he's number 78. He leads the Patriots in sacks. All right. All right. Okay. How's that? All right. Yeah, it's a bigger crowd than I thought.
Don Crookie with Nick Bonacani back at Foxboro, Mass. Eagles have the ball first and 10 at their 38-yard line. No score in the first quarter. Jaworski might have checked off, and those Patriots play the run awful tough. They come in and fill right away. There was no room at all for Tom Sullivan as he is knocked down at the 40. Got ahead for about a yard on the play. Steve Nelson also on the stop for New England.
Well, it's one interesting thing. There was no fumble on that play anyways.
Yeah, that's about right.
Sugar Bear Hamilton, number 71, well, probably the quickest lineman that the Patriots have, is the nose man. They play that 3-man line, a similar defense that Philadelphia plays.
Looking in 9, and the Patriots dropped their cornerback way off. Free safety Fox skipping back and forth, threatened to blitz. Now Jaworski throws a home run ball. A man is open, and it's tipped away by Prentice McRae. Came across 34. Charlie Smith was open, and Prentice McRae, the strong safety. It's an unusual defense they were in.
Well, it's a rotate. What they're trying to do is they try to hit Smith in between the cornerback and the safety back, McRae. He was open just for a split second, but Jaworski held the ball just a little bit too long. Hey, New York Jets ahead of Pittsburgh, 3-0. I don't know, is Todd back, Don?
There was some speculation he might be. I don't know if he started, but they're going to have to play 4 quarters before you beat Pittsburgh the way they're going. Jets are ahead every week in the first quarter. 3rd down and 9 now as the linebackers come up tight. Jaworski steps into the pocket, fires in the flat, looking for Trefley, his tight end. He had too much on the ball. And again, we have nothing happen, and so it will be a punting down for the Eagles. And again, Mike Haynes drops back deep for New England, also back as Ike 40. Might have a scoreless tie the way things are going here.
Ike 40 hasn't done much this year. They put him in mostly on passing situations for the Patriots. He was supposed to take the place of Andy Johnson when he was down, but he never panned out.
Spike Jones hits a line drive downfield. He has a faculty for rolling the ball down, but Haynes feels it like a shortstop and starts up. Then with a change of pace moves, he darts ahead for about 5 yards across the 30 to the 32. The Patriots will try again there. Pat Leahy kicked the 33-yard field goal in the first quarter to give the Jets that lead. Cincinnati's gone in front of the Giants 7-0 on a 58-yard touchdown pass. We'll be back at Foxboro in a moment. George, would you hand me that case there a second, please? Thank you. Actually, up here your name is Judge. Judge Sullivan. Are we feeding the house? Always assume, David. How's John holding up? Back at Foxboro, you can see what kind of a day it is. It isn't bright and sunshiny, though. Clear skies, temperatures in the low 30s, and the wind is very much a factor. Hand off to Cunningham, and the Eagle defense led on that play by Drew Mihalik. Number 54 was very much a factor as Mihalik makes the hit for a loss. They're looking for Cunningham, Nick.
Well, they're trying to feature Cunningham because he really only needs 24 yards to break his own personal rushing record. If he gets to 825 yards, it'll surpass last year's 824 yards. It would be the best rushing mark for the Patriots since 1967 when Jim Nance rushed for 1,270 yards.
Cunningham's averaging 3.9 a carry. There was a 4-yard loss on the sack, the drop back by Mihalik, and so it's now 2nd down and 14. Draw play, handoff goes to Cunningham. He's got great speed. He gets it out to the 35. It's going to bring up now a 3rd down and 6 or 7. Let's watch Cunningham get the draw again.
Let's look at the blocking of Hanna and Adams and Lenkitis. Lenkitis blocking on Johnson. Cunningham makes a good move to the right. Picked up 6 or 7 yards.
Cunningham, despite his 230 pounds, is tremendous speed. He ran a legitimate 9.800 college, and the USC Southern California track coach said he was the fastest athlete he's ever seen for the first 10 yards. Faster than any world-class sprinter he's ever had. That's what you need coming out of that 3-point. Grogan takes a deep drop, lofts it up. A man is wide open. The ball is caught by Stanley Morgan, the rookie from Tennessee, and it's a foot race into the end zone. And Stanley Morgan, who is a world-class sprinter, just runs by the Philadelphia Eagles secondary, and he was alone by 5 yards.
Well, this is what they drafted Stanley Morgan for. They drafted him for his speed to go along with Stingley. He just runs an up pattern and just purely outruns John Outlaw for a touchdown. Just a straight up pattern, just sprinted out there, caught the football, took it on in.
Well, there's only about 5 players in the NFL who can run with Stanley Morgan's speed, and John Outlaw isn't one of them. As Stanley Morgan burns the Eagles deep, and the Patriots go on the board 6-0 with 8:18 left to play in the first quarter. John Smith sidewinds into the ball, and so Stanley Morgan, a player that his teammate Darryl Stingley says might be the best receiver in Patriot history before he's done, breaks the game open. Boy, that kid is a burner. Did you see him go by him?
How long was the pass?
How long was that play?
You got to give us. Yeah, but you got to give it to us. You know, like when it happens, we have to have it right now.
64 yards. 65 yards. Goal by Bobby R.
No, it's now goal by Gene Rattel. Jean Rattel.
How you holding up, Johnny? Well, Stanley Morgan just teamed up with a Steve Grogan pass for a 64-yard touchdown play. And there are the deep men now for the Eagles as they try to get back in it. Wilbert Montgomery is back with Larry Marshall. Morgan was averaging 18.2 yards a catch coming into the game. That average went way up for that play. Upfield goes Wilbert Montgomery, and he's all the way out to the 40-yard line. Nicely done, and the Eagles get good field position at their 40.
Well, if Montgomery does not trip on that one, Don, looks like he goes all the way. He just got tripped up trying to make his cut and fell down. I want to say hello to all the people in Springfield, Mass, who are getting this game, my old hometown, and congratulations to Cathedral High School, my team, for tying for the championship of Western Mass.
A lot of Golden Domers came out of Cathedral High. Bonacani, Bertelli, Scabelli, Mosca.
A few of them, huh?
8:09 left to play in the first quarter. Turning the corner is Hogan. The marker is down on the play.
Boy, you talk about a picture-perfect tackle. That's what the coaches love to see, a little violence on the field. Grabbing Hogan around the chest and throwing him down.
Sam Hunt was the guy, number 50. He scares me, Sam Hunt. He's 6'1", 250, and he comes like a full freight.
Watch Hogan. Sullivan makes a good block. Hogan's trying to get to the outside, but watch this freight train hit him.
Number 64, offense, lined up offside, decline, second down.
Now, Hogan's not a small guy either,
No.
Don. He really isn't.
208.
The Patriots refused that offside against the Eagles. Now it's second down and 10. Hogan is 6'2", 215, 2 years out of Tennessee at Chattanooga.
Patriot coaches think that there's a bigger threat from the backup runners, Lusk and Betterson of the Eagles. He thinks there's more breakaway threat there. Hogan and Sullivan more consistent backs. Lusk is in the game now. He comes in motion as Jaworski drops to throw. He's got to roll out quickly. He's got room to run right now, but he better get out of bounds, which he wisely does. And he darted ahead for some good yardage. He got close to a first down, didn't get there. It's going to bring up third and short. Jaworski's got good speed.
He does have good speed, Don. Not only that, he's a big guy. God, I mean, he's 6'2", 195, and when he turns up the field, he gets some momentum going forward. You know, the coaches all week talked about Wilbur Montgomery, the speedster. And they said they were going to practice him all week and that he was going to play, but we've yet to see him. He gives him that good outside speed. I'm kind of anxious to see him get in the ball game.
Just saw Jaworski leading the NFL with 15 touchdown passes. He's had troubles with the intercept. Has 17 of those. That's high in the league along with Buffalo's Joe Ferguson. Jaworski can hit you deep like the Patriots did to the Eagles not that long ago, and Grogan and Stanley Morgan teamed up for a 64-yard scoring play. Mike Hogan and Herb Lusk the setbacks. 3rd and 2. Jaworski, a good fake. Harold Carmichael's wide open. He has the ball. Had to lose his stride and come back at it, but he gets a first down and plenty more. He'd have been gone the distance had he got a little bit more lead on the ball. But great play fake by Jaworski. Watch him fake to his back.
Play action pass, sucks up the linebackers, freezes the cornerback, Carmichael all by himself. The ball's underthrown. It's a nice reception by Carmichael, which runs his streak to 77 consecutive games where he's caught at least one football.
Jaworski is an excellent play faker. He tucks that empty hand into the midsection of his back. They've gotten a lot of points this year on throws by Jaworski. He sets up those touchdown throws with that great play fake. Now he goes to the run. Hogan crashes ahead as the Eagle offensive front breaks it open, but there is a penalty marker down. Stan Walters and Ed George are the tackles for Philadelphia. Wade Key and Jerry Sizemore the guards. Guy Morris is the center. But this one, Nick's going to go against Philadelphia.
Yeah, no question about it. Mike Hogan did not get set. He and Lusk were kind of doing a dance in the backfield when the ball was snapped, so it's absolutely against the Eagles. And if I was the Patriots, I'd take it. And they did. Here they go. See, they're not set. Lusk is not set, and Hogan makes a nice run on it. Good blocking by Franks and Key and George, but it goes for naught. So if you didn't hear, it was motion against the Eagles. The Patriots took the penalty. It brings up a 1st and 15. on the 20-yard line.
Carmichael comes out wide to the left, and Charlie Smith is wide to the right. Jaworski on 1st and 15 gives up on the run, and the Eagles are pretty well straightened up. Coming up to make the play was Rod Schote, number 56. That's that defense fill the gap.
That's a 3-man line, and Hunt just takes the ball up, the guard straight up, and Fox fills the hole and throws it for just a 3-yard gain. That 3-man line is effective against the run because they play the linebackers up real tight, and it gives it the look of a 7-man line. The old 7 that Pittsburgh used to run.
Second down and 12. From the 17, Jaworski looks into the end zone. It's too long as Carmichael running the flag pattern as they crowd it. Down and out to the corner. Has a little too much height on the ball even for his 6'7" and 6'8" frame.
Carmichael was wide open on that play again, Don. But there's a penalty flag down. Let's see who it's against.
There's a big score from Cleveland where the Rams in the snow and cold of Ohio have gone out in front of the hometown Browns.
Looks like a holding penalty against the Eagles. So again, that hurts them. Moves it back 10 more yards. So it brings up a second down. It looks like about a 22 yards.
64, offense.
Ed George, the right tackle, is called for holding.
You know, you talk about that one play, Don, all the time that's keeping the Eagles from getting on the scoreboard. They've had 2 in a row, an offside penalty, now a holding penalty. That puts them way back.
That score is incorrect. The Cincinnati Bengals are leading the New York Giants right now 13-0. Second down and about 17 to go for the first down. Actually more than that, about 22. So Jaworski will be gunning it up. Takes a look, pump faking, end zone. Carmichael, too long. Penalty marker down, however, in the end zone, and it might be going against New England's Prentice McRae. Nick?
No question about it. Carmichael had him beaten by a step. Then McRae accidentally tripped him, kicked his leg. Carmichael stumbled, and that's what the official called. He had a tough time getting that flag out of his pocket, Don.
It took a while.
So it's first down on the 1-yard line for the Eagles, and so they had 2 penalties that pushed them way back.
Defense, first down.
That was on Prentice McRae.
Yeah.
The strong safety, and it was really accidentally kicked Carmichael in the heels. But
call the number. Call the number. You called Ed George's.
It was Prentice.
So it's first and goal at the 1. It's point-blank range for the Eagles now. They've got the good blockers. Sizemore, Key, the guards. They can all fire out. They'll be zone blocking, just hitting the first red shirt in front of it. They go straight ahead. Jaworski likes to go over the top himself in a lot of these. This time he hands off, and the Patriots shut it down for a loss. Looked like Hunt came up and made the hit, along with Julius Adams.
Adams and Zabel made the tackle.
Zabel also on the stop for New England. And so the ball is now at the 2-yard line.
Well, it looks like a play-action pass situation, Don, where you fake to the back and you hold the linebackers and just lob the ball to either the halfback or the tight end. Let's see if he goes to the play action. Pittsburgh tied the Jets 6-6.
Herb Lusk and Mike Hogan are the setbacks. 2 tight ends in the game, Osborne and Cruffley. Second back, that was Hogan. He didn't get there. The way the Patriots were clawing at the football, now looks like they might be free for a moment, but the Eagles have possession down inside the 2-yard line. But they did not get in. That's Sam Hunt off the bottom of the pile. Zabel was also on the play for New England.
There's a lot of mayhem going up on that front line, Don. Sizemore, Key, center Franks against Ray Hamilton, Steve Nelson, and Sam Hunt. Right now, the Patriots are winning the battle.
So let's see if the Eagles roll it out. They're not getting anywhere right ahead after losing yardage. 3rd and goal from about 1.5 yards out. Jaworski throws. The ball is tipped. Incomplete. That brings up 4th down. Let's see if the Eagles go for sure points and take a point-blank field goal. Ovi Johansson is their place kicker now, but he's not coming in. Now he is.
That was good coverage by Mike Haynes, the cornerback. Haynes went out there. He had Carmichael covered. Jaworski threw a good pass. It did hit Carmichael in the chest, but I think Haynes' hands got in front of him. Either deflected it or knocked it down.
All right, it's at the 2-yard line now. And we have Obi Johansson coming in. With 4:53 left to play in the first quarter, and the Patriots are leading the Eagles 7. I think they scored on a 64-yard touchdown pass from Grogan to rookie Stanley Morgan.
You have Garo Yepremian and Obi Johansson and Jan Stenerud.
Like Joe Van Brocken's old line, the only way you stop these place kickers is tighten the immigration laws. Obi Johansson, who claims he's a relation distant of Ingemar Johansson, the former heavyweight champion. Blocked. The ball, the field goal attempt was blocked, and so the New England Patriots stop the scoring threat of the Philadelphia Eagles and take back the ball. A big, big effort by the Patriot defense.
They're congratulating Sam Hunt, so evidently he's the one who made 2 tackles on that drive. Plus, here he is watching number 50, Sam Hunt, coming up inside, puts his hand up. No, 71, Tony McGee. Tony McGee looks like he got the ball. So now the offense goes to the Patriots. They'll take over on their own 17-yard line.
Here we go. The Patriots break the huddle now. They have the ball at their 17-yard line. Grogan, the quarterback, he has burned the Eagles deep once. Handoff goes ahead to the 20. Sam Cunningham got the call, gets out to the 20-yard line. On the stop was Lemaster. Frank Lemaster made the hit.
Well, 2nd down and 8. This is where the Patriots like that draw play or play action pass, and they like to go to the back. Hasselback goes in and brings the play into Grogan, so Grogan is not calling his plays.
I turned around because actually
2nd down and 8.
And I turned around.
Clock winding down in the first quarter, 4:08 to play. Grogan's taking a look deep. Now he swings it out to Sam Cunningham, and the big guy knocks it out to the 25-yard line. Eagles run him down there.
Since Russ Francis has gone down with an injury, Grogan has gone more and more to Sam Cunningham. Here he does it again, just a little dunk pass, trying to get the linebackers to drop deep and hit Cunningham up in front of him. He does it fairly successfully, so it brings up a 3rd down and 1.5.
Berge was on the stop for the Eagles. 3rd down and 2 coming up now for New England. Very cold day if you joined us late. We have temperatures in the low 30s and winds gusting from 25 to 40 miles an hour. Cunningham runs very close to a 1st down. The power slant off the left side behind Leon Gray and John Henna, those 2 pro bowlers on the left side of the Patriot offensive line. Sanders and Berge were on the stop.
Number 78, Kyle Hansen on the tackle.
Grogan is hit 3 of 4 passes for 78 yards, but 64 came in the touchdown play.
And there he comes in, number 86, Stanley Morgan. They had a double tight end on the other play. They took out one of the tight ends. Chandler is in the game. He's not that good a receiver.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line now. Handoff goes to Calhoun, and he doesn't get much as the Eagles are up there hitting.
Don Calhoun is a fullback type halfback. He's 6 foot, 215 pounds. And for the year, he's rushed 149 times for 588 yards, a 3.9 average, which is good. But Don, he doesn't have the outside speed, and this is something they're missing. And they drafted this kid, Horace Ivy, and they thought he was going to do the job, but so far he's been a disappointment. He laid out most of the training camp also with a contract squabble, like many players.
Rookie coming in. Got a guy like Skladany, who was drafted by the Browns, isn't even playing this year. Ken Anderson threw to Billy Brooks for that last Cincinnati touchdown as they're up 20-0. Oh, a great play by Darryl Stingley coming back at the ball. He caught it for a first down. Darryl Stingley comes back at the football and catches it on the dive.
This is a good play. Stingley goes down about 15 yards and does an out pattern. Hasselbeck looks like it's for him. He screens off the linebacker. Stingley makes a nice catch. And that could have been called pass interference on the Patriots because Hasselbeck did hit the linebacker as the ball was in the air.
You look out for those linebackers, don't you, Nick?
Darn right. We don't get enough publicity as it is.
In the flat. Oh, my word. We have some hard hitting. Young Herman Edwards goes up and hits the ball and hits Stanley Morgan, and it's an incomplete pass. There is Herman Edwards, number 46, a rookie out of San Diego State.
Herman Edwards almost had his 4th interception of the year. He read the play real well. Comes up through Stanley Morgan. Of course, the ball's thrown a little behind him by Grogan, but still a good defensive play by Edwards.
When Stanley Morgan was at Tennessee over 4 years, he gained well over 4,000 yards, catching passes, running with the ball, returning punts and kickoffs, averaged over 9 yards. Offense every time he touched the football. A number 1 draft choice. Here is the Powers pitch back now. Oh, man, there is a hit. That is a full slug as Darryl Stingley came back from a wide receiver, and John Bunning really kissed him.
No, folks, this is not college football. It is the option play. The Patriots are one of the few teams that run it. Now watch this hit by Bunning. Oof.
He saw the ball pitch back, and he just unloaded.
Lucky there wasn't a fumble on that play, Don.
That's why you don't see the option in pro football, because the linebacker's so big and fast here. You're going to lose a lot of backs and quarterbacks.
Do you know how smart the quarterback is? He got rid of that football.
Darryl Stingley like to throw it back at him. 3rd and 10. Penalty markers down as Grogan is having a problem, and he is sacked by Hairston. And then coughs up the ball, but they blow it dead back at the 34-yard line. Carl Hairston, very aggressive defensive end, made a good play. Let's see what the call is. It appeared to be against New England.
Watch Hairston, number 78. He's working on All-Pro Leon Gray. Grogan rolls out to his left, and Hairston just drags him down. That's his 8.5 sack down on the year. So he's having a good year. It's offside against the Eagles, so that sack goes for naught. And I'm sure the Patriots will take the penalty and mark off 5 yards.
So instead of 4th and about 20, it's going to be 3rd and 5 for New England.
Encroachment, number 67, defense, 3rd down.
Lem Burnham was encroaching.
There's another good young lineman, Lem Burnham. He has 6 sacks on a year, and they say he's really coming as a defensive lineman.
Good pass rusher. 56 seconds left to play now in the first quarter. The Patriots set the basic open wide to either side. Swinging backs out. Oh, Herman Edwards almost had it. He'd have gone the distance, but that is strictly a woulda, shoulda, coulda type of thing because very seldom do those cornerbacks get it.
Now he reads this play real well. Again, I don't know, Grogan just puts it out there. Doesn't pay much attention to number 46, Herman Edwards. And Edwards, if he had some good hands down, he'd be standing in the end zone right now.
So that brings up 4th and 5. Yeah, he didn't have anybody in front of him. He had a clear sideline. Wally Henry and Larry Marshall go back. Patrick, the Patriot punter, has not hit the ball well. You recall earlier in this game he got one off that was only good for 20 yards. He shanked one. Gets off another bad one. Pass punt kickers do better than this kid's doing today.
I don't understand that because last year and the year before the guy was a good punter. This year now that's 21 yards on that punt and it just doesn't make any sense. All of a sudden the guy starts going downhill that quickly.
Next Saturday at 5 Eastern Time, the CBS Sports Spectacular, and you'll see some great events, including the International Record Makers Tournament of Weightlifting. People like Vasily Alexiev, the strongest man in the world, will be competing, and Bruce Wilhelm from the United States. You'll also see the world's strongest men competition. Next Saturday, they'll be running with refrigerators on their backs, if you can imagine that. Next Saturday at 5, the CBS Sports Spectacular. On the swing is Mike Hogan coming out across the 35-yard line. Got to about the 36, where Sam Hunt knocked him down. What do you think of this 3-4 defense, Nick?
Well, 3-4 defense is excellent against the run, Don. I think more teams are going to it because it's very difficult to find 4 real tough, good defensive linemen. So in lieu of that, they put the 4 linebackers in there, and it's good against the run, just probably a little weaker against the pass unless you're blitzing a linebacker.
It's interesting, so many AFC teams use it, very few in the NFC do. The Eagles are one that does.
Yeah, more and more, though, they're going to.
You think that is the defense that you'll see is predominant in pro football?
Well, no, it is. It's an easier adjustment for the players coming out of college because this is the type of defense they use in college.
That is the end of the first quarter.
So that is the end of the first quarter as the gun sounds, and the first numbers are up for the day as the Patriots lead the Philadelphia Eagles 7-0. Are we away? All right, I got to talk to John. John, you have your key open half the time. It's very difficult to announce when you're talking in our ear.
Well, someone does because
someone has it over. Getting it. We had you for about 5 minutes straight at one point. We just had it now as we were signing off.
Had it.
Right.
Sure.
Thank you. Yeah.
Hey, this thing died on me.
It's impossible.
That it was open. What can I say?
This thing died on me.
We asked
Really,
you to
really,
tighten this.
really watch that key down there if you can.
Want to try it again, or shall we forget it? 30 seconds.
Oh God, you son.
It's all right. I plugged my high school, right? Oh, okay.
Which one? In Knightsbridge? The Eagles lead. Right now, they're down 7-0 as they hit the ball, trailing the Patriots 7-0 on a long touchdown pass from Grogan to Stanley Morgan. Opening play of the second quarter now here at Foxboro. Sugar Bear Hamilton. And Tom Sullivan got all of them. Sugar Bear was coming smoking.
Good Lord, I'll tell you. Guy Morris was working on Sugar Bear Hamilton, but unfortunately didn't block him too well.
Now he was going to try to reach block out in the linebacker.
And Mike Hogan was greeted to New England.
Man, those flags are straight out now. Tom Sullivan and Herb Lusk. The setbacks for the Eagles. Third down now, about 7. They give Jaworski time. He throws it hard, and Sullivan takes the ball for a first down inside the 40, outside the 40-yard line, out to the 43. The Eagles, if you joined us late, at one point had a first and goal and a pass interference at the Patriot 1. 3 consecutive running plays, 2 running plays, an incomplete pass, but a fourth down. The field goal was blocked, so they did not get points.
That's what Tommy Sullivan does best, Don. That's coming out of the backfield as a pass receiver. He has 18 on the year. That's his 19th reception.
Lots of guys growling, gnashing of teeth down there as they try to go right up the gut again and get very little. The handoff went to Tom Sullivan. John Cappelletti scored in a 6-yard run for that Los Angeles Ram touchdown at Cleveland. The extra point was blocked.
Jaworski does have a loud voice, doesn't he, Don? You hear him so clearly up here. No question, doesn't matter if the fans are cheering or screaming. The offense is going to hear that signal.
Listen, Jaworski now.
60, 60.
Banzai, says Jaworski, and here he goes. And he skids to a halt. Foot or 2 short of a first down. Those linebackers, that must be frustrating, Nick. They can't give them that pop they want to give them so badly.
It really is, and it's frustrating to the defensive line because number 78 for the Patriots was putting a good rush on in there, and that's really frustrating when you're getting next to the quarterback and he decides to scramble and there's no one up in front to make the tackle.
McGee had the beat on and then couldn't get to him. Nelson and Schultz were the men who fell out. You see it is just short of a first down.
Jaworski's sitting in a pocket, and you can see number 78 here, Tony McGee. He gets pushed out of the way. Jaworski starts to take it up the middle. The number 54, Nelson, tries to make the tackle, but he doesn't do it.
And so the yard markers go out, and Jaworski goes back to his offensive huddle. The ball is falling down at the 47-yard line of the New England Patriots with 13:25 to play in the first quarter. New England leads at 7-0. A 64-yard touchdown pass in the first quarter from Grogan to the very swift Stanley Morgan.
See if they have any guts here, Don. Throw a play-action pass at him.
They didn't get much before trying to go up the middle on short yardage. Jaworski might do something tricky. Carmichael's on the left flank. Go to the run, they get the first down. That time they got the good block from Jerry Sizemore, the right guard. They went right behind him.
Sizemore is their best offensive player. Watch number 35, Hogan, making a block so Sullivan can just squeak through for the first down. Sizemore is a good-sized guy, 6'4", 260. 5-year man out of Texas. Texas in the Cotton Bowl against Notre Dame.
That's right.
National championship.
That'll be here on CBS. Jaworski on 1st and 10 swings it out. The ball is caught by Hogan. He is inside the 35-yard line as Zabel had him and lost him at the 40. So Mike Hogan gets ahead for good yardage. He is apparently going to have a first down again for the Eagles as they drive on. This Eagle team gave up the big touchdown pass, then didn't score from in close, but they don't give up. They keep fighting you.
See, the Patriots are playing the run all the way on first down because they feel this is what the Eagles are going to do. Run on first and run on second down and throw on third down. So whenever they change it up, it catches the Patriots off guard, and there they hit Hogan for a first down.
Tom Sullivan tried to come back on the slant, as you saw, and then it was closed off, and he looked like he was ice skating there as he tried to cut back the other way.
That was a nice play by Rod Schultz, the outside linebacker. Here they just try to go on cross action. Hogan makes a block, and Sullivan tries to make a cut, but he cuts right into Schultz. He drags him down for about a half-a-yard loss. See what happens on that situation, Don, is the 3 down linemen are in their position, but the linebackers are up real tight. Makes it like a 7-man line. It's very difficult to run against.
Everything's up to date at Shea Stadium. Pittsburgh's taking the lead on Bradshaw to Lynn Swan throw. Jaworski takes a drop. He has time. He puts the ball up, and wide open was Charlie Smith coming underneath the deep coverage, but the ball was underthrown, came in on the one hop. Smith turned downfield and cut back inside the coverage, and the ball been a little higher. That would have been surely a first down and very nearly a touchdown.
Jaworski's been off target 3 times, Don, on fairly long passes, and Smith again was open. Carmichael was open on another one, and Smith was open in the first quarter for a long gainer that he underthrew. So he is having some trouble with that wind.
That wind is really difficult to work with. The chill factor is tremendous. 3rd down and 10. Throw open. Crefley gets it for a first down. That time Jaworski gripped that football and gunned it downfield. He's got the rifle arm. And Crefley, the tight end, swinging across the middle, it going into a cleared out area and was wide open.
What makes this possible is a double coverage on Harold Carmichael, number 17. Brennan Gray is one-on-one with Crefley, and he just beats him to the inside. Has no linebacker help, and it's a first down on a 15-yard line, and the Eagles are driving.
Yes, they are, with 11:06 to go in the first half. New England leads the game 7-0, but Philadelphia now has the ball down to the 15-yard line of New England. Jaworski, pump faking, swings it out. Hogan has the ball, and he's got a problem. At the 15, it is Little Bighorn for Zabel and Hunt were closing in. Jaworski is a man not without a sense of humor. One time against Green Bay when he's playing for the Los Angeles Rams, he was sacked in the end zone. He said that was a Polish touchdown. It was a safety.
It looked like the Patriots heard the checkoff because they were out there quicker than Hogan was.
10:15 to go in the first half. Clock running. Smith goes wide left. Carmichael goes wide left. And Greffley is 10 yards out to the near side, the tight end. 2nd and 11. Blitz, it's picked up. Into the end zone. Carmichael. Too much on it. Boy, they did a nice job picking up the blitz because the Patriots had 2 linebackers swinging out to the right and coming at him, and Hogan picked them up.
What they had was the safety blitz. Number 48, Fox is coming in, and he runs into the outside linebacker, Schott. Hogan does a beautiful job picking up the blitz, because by nudging Fox, he knocked him into Schott, which gave Jaworski enough time to get rid of the football. Didn't complete it, but it saved him a sack. Let's see if Dick Vermeil has a play. I mean, this is like the 5th consecutive play where the Eagles have come up with 0 inside the 20-yard line.
3rd down and 11, just outside the 15. Oh, it was caught. It might have been tipped. Sullivan had his hands on it and could not hold on. The ball might have been tipped at the last moment by Ron Jaworski.
That's real good coverage by the linebacker. This is the way it's supposed to be played. He's dropping back, giving Sullivan a little room, and when Sullivan makes his break, Schott just reacts on the football, almost comes up with the interception, deflected it a little bit so Sullivan couldn't make the catch. An excellent play by Rod Schott, the linebacker.
Rod Schott from Spiro, Oklahoma, 2-time All-American for his present coach Chuck Fairbanks at Oklahoma University. And now another field goal attempt by Ove Johansson. He's got into the ball, but he's wide to the left. And so the Eagles come up short again after driving down the field, and with 9:43 left to play in the first half. The Patriots maintain their 7-0 lead here at Foxboro.
What happened to King? King's not playing.
And then the second period, Pittsburgh 13.
Yeah, you know something? They cut Molman for this guy. Can you believe that? Jesus. How would you like to be with Molman?
How about Gero?
It's ISO Johansson.
How about Gero?
Huh?
If he could kick it. For a little guy?
I know it. There has to be room for me. Back, I used to kick in high school.
Stanford Hill.
Yes. Let's see. Why don't we ISO play action if Morgan?
The Patriots break the huddle now. They have the ball at their 20, 1st and 10, 9:43 to play in the first half. This is Don Criqui with Nick Bonaconti at Foxboro, Massachusetts. 7-0 New England. The handoff goes to Don Calhoun. Didn't get much, got some. Knocked down on the far side. Coming up to make the play was Charlie Johnson, the nose tackle. Who's the best team in the league now, Nick, in your opinion? You single out one?
Well, I think you have to go with Baltimore because they've been the most consistent team. They've taken on the good teams and the poor teams, and they've been up every game, and they've won. The only team to beat them are these Patriots.
Right, 17-5. Patriots this year have been a team that has played well in the big games against the good teams, but has let down against the weaker clubs, like Buffalo beat them here soundly, 24-14. Grogan kind of pushes the ball out to Calhoun, and he's got room to go. Calhoun is out across the 40 to the 42-yard line. John Sanders finally got him. That was more like a shot put pass.
Well, it's a good screen pass because they go to Stanley Morgan's side, the sprinter, who takes the cornerback deep downfield. You see Grogan hose on the football right to the end, gets it out to Calhoun. A nice block by John Hanna and by number 67, Bill Lenkitis, and Calhoun takes it up the field for 21 yards and a big first down for the Patriots.
Grogan kind of reloaded on that throw. Let it go, and it's a 21-yard gainer, as you mentioned. Now it's out to the 43-yard line. 1st and 10. Here comes Cunningham, and the Eagles don't let him go wide. Those linebackers come out quickly. Mihalik, 54, ran him out of bounds.
You know, Cunningham must be saying, come on, guys, give me a break. I need 24 yards to break my own record, and you won't give it to me.
He hasn't gotten much, that's right.
Now, this is really outside that long pass to Morgan and that one screen pass to Calhoun. This has been a real good defensive game. Teams are really hitting on both sides. The linebackers are filling real tough, and they're getting a good pass rush.
It has been a very aggressive physical game. Eagle outside linebackers come up tight. Grogan with a good play fake, gives himself time. Going for Darrell Stingley. That ball was down at the 35-yard line, incomplete. Actually, it caromed off Stingley. It was up in the air. It was up for interception if the Eagles been able to get to it.
Don, I was talking to Fred Bruning, the defensive backfield coach for the Eagles. And Stingley's favorite pattern is the one you just saw. It goes down about 20 yards and squares it in over the middle. I said, how have you been practicing against that? He said, I've thrown 30 or 40 passes every day running that same pattern because we know they're going to do it against us. And we saw it. There it was today. 3 Eagles were around it.
And so it'll bring up 3rd and long yardage now. Grogan has completed 5 of 9 passes for 112 yards. The 64-yard scoring throw to Stanley Morgan was the difference in this one so far. Grogan takes a look, puts it up. Oh, the big tight end Hasselbeck out of Colorado, who came in for Russ Francis when he was injured. This guy's 6'7", Don Hasselbeck. And the Patriots get a big first down. Here it is again now, Nick.
What a target this is. Hasselbeck out of Colorado. Grogan's looking for him all the way. Waits for him until he finally gets open. He beat number 66, Berge, over the middle because, again, they were double covering the outside receivers, which led Berge on Hasselbeck, and Hasselbeck won that battle.
So the Patriots drive on now in the second quarter with 7:35 to play in the half. 1st and 10, 36-yard line of Philadelphia. Penalty markers down as Mike Forty rushes ahead inside the 30. But the penalty marker's down in the Patriot backfield.
Well, whenever you see a penalty marker down in the backfield, you can almost bet it's going to be holding.
That's what you got.
Well, you got tripping.
It's against New England, so they'll fall back from the 36-yard line of Philadelphia. As Hasselbeck comes in and Al Chandler goes out, they're alternating at tight end.
Football, tripping, number 67, offense, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Let's look at number 67. He's the center, Bill Lenkaitis, the dentist, who has a regular practice during the season. If you can't block him, let's trip him a little bit. Hey, it's all fair if you don't get caught, but you haven't get caught on that play.
CBS cameras right on top of it. And here is Grogan rolling out. He's not run much today, only out of necessity. And he gets the ball inside the 40, gets out of bounds.
Well, last week, Grogan ran 12 times for 81 yards, but they were all pre-designed plays. Just following his guard, and he picked up big yardage, but that time he only picked up 7 yards. There's the stat. But Bill Lenkaitis, the center, is a bona fide dentist, Don, and he practices a couple days a week.
Here in Foxboro.
Here in Foxboro. And I asked him, I said, how long are you going to play? He said, I love the game. He said, I love dentistry, and I don't see why the two can't mix.
Those are awful big hands to have in somebody's mouth. He's the official team dentist for the Patriots. Hung out a shingle, doing quite nicely here in Foxboro. Cunningham runs the ball down to the 37-yard line before he's knocked down there. Lenkaitis is out of Penn State, now in his 10th year. Grogan, the New England quarterback, now is in his 3rd year out of Kansas State. He was drafted in the 5th round back in 1975. And he is, you were pointing out, Nick, is a good runner. Last year he averaged over 6 yards a carry, 6.6 yards a carry, gained 400 yards. And for his first 2 seasons, he's averaged almost 6 yards a carry.
Well, his rating's only 67%. When you start rating quarterbacks, taking in completions, interceptions, and so on and so forth, he's way down the line, about 6th or 7th in the AFC.
Best thing to rate him on is how many games your team wins. Downfield they go to Hasselbeck. Didn't get a first down, but got close to it. That's like trying to guard Carmichael. This guy's a basketball center. They didn't get there. Didn't get the first down.
Let's see the defensive line, number 78, Hairston, working against All-Pro Gray. Gray's walling him off to the outside, giving Grogan really plenty of time. He's looking for Hasselbeck. Good time, throws it and completes it.
4th and 2, and they're going to go for it.
Right, well, the Patriots are really kicking into the wind, so it would actually be like kicking a 50-yard or 60-yard field goal. So the percentages say let's go for it, and they are.
Grogan's rolling out. Eagles hem him in, but he gets the first down. Grogan eludes it.
At him here, but he misses him. And so Grogan scoots to the outside and makes the first down. That's where Grogan is so valuable. He kills you with those type plays.
Grogan is a running quarterback. The New England Patriots are a running team. They average over 175 yards a game with a rush that's tops in their conference. And off to Ike 40. A penalty marker goes down, as does Ike 40 at the 19. Knocked down on the play by those Eagle linebackers coming up. Charlie Johnson was also on the stop the middle guard. Last week against Buffalo, New England ran 76% of the time.
Looks like offensive holding against Leon Gray, the All-Pro tackle.
Don Shula doesn't let many good ones get away from him. That's one guy he had to cut, unfortunately.
Well, that was during the Super Bowl years, Don, and we were going so well, and we had very few seasoned veterans on the team that there was really no room for Leon.
Holding, number 87, offense, first down.
Chandler.
Al Chandler.
Tight end was holding. So the Patriots are set back now to the Philadelphia 32-yard line. 4:52 to play in the first half, and New England leads the game 7-0. 1st and 20. Morgan fly to the left. He is trouble. Grogan looks, fires to Morgan, and the ball gets free at the 9. Stanley Morgan, one of the 2 number 1 draft choices the Patriots had this year. The other is Raymond Claiborne from Texas.
Boy, has this ball club built up through the draft. They're an awful lot like Dallas. Dallas has been so great through the draft, and now the Patriots are duplicating what Dallas has done. They haven't missed much in the last 3 years on the picks that they have.
Their head scout here is a guy named Bucko Kilroy. Bucko says the best player in the country without question is Earl Campbell, a running back from Texas.
So I think Tampa Bay, if they get the pick, is going to take Ken McAfee.
Yes, from nearby Brockton. You can see Brockton from the stadium on a clear day like today. Here is a swing pass, goes out to Sam Bam Cunningham, and the big guy is down to the 16-yard line. Didn't get a first down, but he got back the penalty yardage and a lot more, about a 16-yard gainer.
Now this is a good play by Grogan. Watch, he'll look over to his right now, fakes a pass there, trying to get the linebackers to go, then swings back here to Cunningham, and Cunningham has a wall of blockers out in front of him. And all Cunningham has to do is use that great power and speed that God gave him. He gets up to make it a 3rd and 3.
Cunningham, if he has one weak area, it is his inability to control the ball all the time. He's fumbled already 9 times this season. Once today, which was not recovered. A later fumble was recovered by Philadelphia, not by Cunningham. He holds the club record for fumbles. Oh, a throw to Darrell Stingley, turned in on John Outlaw, and a perfect throw.
John Outlaw is having his problem today. This is the 2nd touchdown pass caught on him. And what sets this up, Hasselbeck comes to the inside. The safety goes with him. And Stingley just turns back to his inside, and it's a touchdown. Let's watch it again from up on your screen. Number 84, Stingley. Grogan delivers the ball up over the middle. Stingley beats Outlaw to the inside, and that's his best pattern. He scores.
Now the point after attempt by Jonathan Smith. He got it. So the Patriots drive down the field, and then they drill it into the end zone as Grogan throws for his 2nd score, and New England has command of the game.
You didn't give us the score. You got to give us wants to score.
Length of play if you can do it, yeah.
You know what I mean? Right after the play.
But I get a hope, please.
That happens. His hand is the thing. 16-yard touchdown. You know what I'm talking about?
Dave.
Like every time. Yeah,
Dave.
just hand it to me and I'll give it to him. 16-yard touchdown. Put TD. The play is 3
Yeah,
yards.
as long as that key, it's fine.
Right away.
Good. No. Key is.
Just hand him to me and I'll give him to him. So if I don't want it, I'll just throw it on the ground. Okay?
Oh.
That likely story.
A likely story, yeah. That's easy for you to say, John. Sure. Now the good pictures, lots of good replays. This is an audition, boys, so you're doing well.
Terrific. You can see Brockton Mass from here, huh?
All right, here's a man bringing apples and oranges in here. It's like a bowl game. There we have the deep men now for the Eagles, Wilbert Montgomery and Larry Marshall. From the 13-yard line, Larry Marshall takes the only route he knows straight ahead. He gets it out very nicely to the 37 or 8-yard line. Nick?
Taking the lunch orders in the press box. The Eagles have to have a drive right now. 3:42 left in the game, and they have to get some points on the board now. Going down 14-0 at halftime is going to make it awful difficult to come back because they've lost right now 6 out of 7 games by a combined total of 28 points. So they've got to be pretty dejected.
Yeah, that's been tough. They've had the chances and haven't gotten it there, and now they have the ball at their 38-yard line. They certainly have had the opportunities. They had a first and goal at the 1 at one point. Yeah, you're talking about the bowl games. Of course, the great bowl game coming up on CBS on Monday, January 2nd, the Cotton Bowl, Texas and Notre Dame. All these teams that are going to bowl games, their fans throwing whatever the fruit or the product of the bowl game is on the field. Arkansas last Saturday was winning, and they're throwing oranges on the field after every time Arkansas scored. And the coach of Arkansas, Lou Holtz, said, "I'm glad we're not going to the Gator Bowl."
Lou Holtz, former New York Jet head coach. Boy, he got out in a hurry, didn't he?
Tell everybody how much he loved New York. He was gone before the season was over. First one. Jaworski swings it out. Incomplete. It was a forward pass, not a lateral to Tom Sullivan.
Are you sure the Patriots are only playing with 11 guys out there?
I tell you, that, it does look like there's a lot of them out there. I thought New England was going to be in the Super Bowl, and I saw them in the preseason. They've got fantastic team speed, New England.
They really do.
You haven't seen their kickoff return man yet, and you might not until the second half starts when Philadelphia kicks it off. But Raymond Claiborne is something to behold. Not that Stanley Morgan and Darryl Stingley are not the other two sprinters.
Third down situation, they put 4 defensive linemen in so they can get a better pass rush. Greg Boyd, a one-year man, is in there.
Down they go, and Kreftley catches another one for a first down. Keith Kreftley swinging out, beats the linebacker. He beats Steve Nelson 57 and gets a first down reception for Philadelphia.
Again, he's looking for Kreftley all the way because they're getting that double coverage on Carmichael, and Nelson is supposed to cover him, but Kreftley has just too much speed angling across, and it's a big reception. The Eagles have to get on the scoreboard. They need 7 points. A field goal will give them points, but it wouldn't be enough going in at halftime.
First and 10 now for the Eagles at the 45-yard line of New England. The pitch back to Wilbert Montgomery, and he is inside the 45, down close to the 42.
Well, there it is. They worked with him all week, and they were trying to get to the outside, but Montgomery had to make back to the inside.
So as the Eagles mount a challenge, we have 2 minutes left to play in the first half. We'll be back in a moment.
About 5 or 6 times with the font.
What was it?
It said 7-0. It's 14-0. What's going on?
Who's on the font?
guess. One time they had Philadelphia Head, didn't they?
Huh?
Didn't they have Philadelphia Head one time?
I did.
Yeah, they had 7-0.
Bring on the victuals. Yes, sir.
Sandwiches in the bottom there.
Doing a fine job, Ken. Josh, have yourself a sandwich yet. Two minutes to go in the first half. Don Criqui with Nick Bonaconti, Foxboro, Massachusetts. The Patriots lead the Philadelphia Eagles 14-0.
Second down and 8 situation, and they aren't going to get the touchdown on the ground. If they're going to do anything, they have to go to the big guy, Carmichael or Smith on the outside. Two good receivers, and Jaworski just isn't getting the ball to them enough.
Second down and 9 coming up. They'll be looking for him. Jaworski loops it up, and Presley's open again inside the 25-yard line. He's knocked out of bounds at the 24. He's caught 3 on an exact same pattern, Nick.
Don, there's no question about it. And the thing that's making it possible, we can see some coverage out there. It's in and out coverage. The two safety men are covering Carmichael, leaving that area wide open for Quipley to come across. There's no one there. McRae picks him up late, but it's too late for that. So, you know, they're taking advantage of the double coverage on Carmichael. 18 yards and a big first down, and the Eagles need a touchdown.
First and 10. Don't they need one? Down 14-0.
Eagle 99!
Jaworski takes a look and gets out of bounds, stopping the clock with 1:45 as you see to play in the first down. Sam Hunt ran him out.
Jaworski rolled out on that play. Don took a look at Hunt and said, hey, man, you're bigger than I am. I'm getting out of bounds. That was a good play because he stopped the clock. He didn't throw the ball up for grabs. They had 3 more downs to get in the end zone. Again, he was that time looking for Smith, but Smith was covered. So when you get closer to the goal line in a situation like this, Don, you can't go to the double type coverage that you normally have in the middle of the field because there's just too many guys who can get open and get the quick touchdown.
Jaworski took a play from the Fran Tarkenton playbook. If in doubt at all, bail right out. That Hunt can put you out for a long time.
Green 60!
Second down and 7. Ball at the 21. Here comes Fox. They pick him up, go to the draw, but the Eagles, Mike Hogan, is knocked down on the play by Sam Hunt.
Oh, Sam Hunt's had a whale of a day today. He's really playing good football. You might think that he's negotiating his contract.
Maybe he is, but he's playing a lot of football. And the count holds 14-0 New England. John, who do you have on the font? Brendel?
Go, Juice, go.
Ron Jaworski trots back onto the playing field for the Philadelphia Eagles. 1:34 as you see left to play in the first half. The Eagles have challenged, but they've not scored, and they trail in the game 14-0.
If they don't come out with any points on this drive, Don, it's going to really seal their doom.
Well, they've gotten Creftley open. He's been beating the linebackers. He's got 3 receptions, swinging out. The tight end, he's set to the left this time, 84. 3rd and 6. Big down. Oh, Jaworski did very well to get the ball away as it was an all-out blitz on him. He triggered it a little bit high for Harold Carmichael. Bob Howard was covering, but the ball came in too high for a reception to be made. So it's 4th down and about 5 or 6 now for Philadelphia. So where do you go from here? I guess you got to go for the throw.
Well, you got to throw the football, but Jaworski had the right call on because he read the blitz well. He kept his backs in the block, and he picked up Fox, who was blitzing again. But the ball was just thrown just a little over Carmichael's head. So it brings up a 4th down and 5 situation, and there's no way they're going to try Johansson again for a field goal.
Now, Obi has not gotten it done so far. Fourth down for the Eagles. Fox dances in, the free safety. Now he spins off. Oh, good enough for me and Tony McGee. 78. Coming like a freight train. That ends that hope of the Eagles.
He's working on Ed George, number 64, but he goes right by him. George never sees him, and he picks up his 12th and a half sack of the year. And McGee's really having a super year as a pass rusher. He hasn't been starting. Mel Lunsford has been a starting defensive end, but Lunsford has broken ribs. So it dictates that McGee would start.
That was kind of a lookout block. Turn around and yell the quarterback, look out, because Senior McGee was right there.
You know, Jaworski's a leading rusher so far for the Eagles with 18 yards.
Not a very optimistic number. Quarterback. Grogan, he's going to try to get more. Here he comes. Right to the sidelines, a foot race with Mihalik. Very short gain on the play, but Grogan did not get hit, which was the object of that exercise.
It's interesting to see here, Don, that the Patriots are not trying to sit on a 14-point lead. They were trying to go to Stanley Morgan deep, but there was good coverage by the safety men out there, and now Grogan decides he's going to scramble and get out of there. But there's no sense in getting hurt on a play like this, and so he just gets out of bounds.
1:16 left to go in the first half. 14-0 New England with the ball in the lead.
It's usually a draw situation or a screen for the Patriots.
Calhoun out of the box quickly. Gets out to the 35-yard line. Don Calhoun was knocked down by 66 Bill Berge. As we come down inside the final minute now of the first half.
Grogan looked over to the sideline to see whether Chuck Fairbanks, the head coach, wanted a timeout, but Fairbanks just signaled him off and say, no, let's go in at 14-0.
Run it right down, eh?
Run it right down. Get in the locker room, get some hot chocolate.
Hot anything. Fellas won't even take a taste of the spirits in there. Ball is out to the 38-yard line, and that will be Grogan getting up. It's a little groggy, but he's all right.
And that play doesn't make any sense, really, with 30 seconds left in the half. Grogan calls his own number when you're up 14-0.
Run the clock out.
Well, here the Eagles are going to put an all-out rush, I would think, with 19 seconds left on the clock. That's 4th down situation. They're going to go out and try to just block the punt, get some points on the board. They can't do it with their offense, so they might as well try it with their special teams.
The long passes, one was 64 yards, the other about 21 yards out. Those were the scoring throws as Grogan hit Stanley Morgan and then Darryl Stingley, his 2 starting wide receivers for the touchdowns.
Darryl Stingley really came into his own this year. I mean, he's been 5 years out of Purdue. The other 4 years weren't that productive. So Bataha was the starter, and this year they decided to go with Stingley.
Great golf event coming up next Saturday and Sunday here on CBS. The Mixed Team Championships from Largo, Florida. You'll see a lot of the top men professionals teamed up with their counterparts on the women's tour. People like Arnold Palmer will be teamed up with Sandra Palmer. Ben Crenshaw's playing in that, Jerry Pate. And here is the punt by Mike Patrick. This time he got all of it. Driving back Wally Henry inside his 15. And the red shirts are coming again all the way down, and Wally Henry gets nothing.
Well, they have a penalty marker because they rushed in and they were putting a good rush on. Watch right here. Watch Patrick. They almost get the football here. They just miss it.
Ooh.
They just nudge him. Papali nudges Patrick, and it's a first down for the Patriots with 8 seconds left in the first half.
He didn't hit him very hard, but Patrick swooned.
I love that. I swear. They should be Academy Awards given for the best swoon by a punter.
I like how many times they spin.
They used to have cleats like that had round bottoms. I often thought they ought to give them to the punters. It would help them.
Running into the kicker, number 83, defense, first down.
Well, I don't know if he ran into the kicker. Sort of sashayed into the kicker here a little bit. I think he'll go for the bomb. With 8 seconds left, you have Morgan on one side and Stingley on the other. Why not go for the 6?
And a hoedown. Grogan takes a look. Grogan's going to get himself carried out of here.
I don't understand it.
Well, that was the gun. And the first half comes to an end as the New England Patriots, on the scoring throws of Steve Grogan, take a 14-0 halftime lead. Both defenses playing a hard-hitting, solid football, but the Patriots were able to get their wide receivers free twice for the scoring plays. Stanley Morgan from 64 yards out, Ritter out of Tennessee, and he got the first touchdown, and then later Darryl Stingley turned in on the same cornerback and got it from about 20 yards out. And now it's a 14-0 game as they go to the locker room, and happy to be there are both these clubs.
Don Hasselbeck, the rookie from Colorado State, has been a difference, though. Don, with Russ Francis hurt, the problem was that they didn't know that they had a tight end they could throw to, and Hasselbeck has taken the pressure off the outside receivers, and because of that, Stingley was able to shake free and Morgan was able to shake free. Those are the only real scoring threats. Philadelphia, on the other hand, has driven 3 times inside the 20-yard line, once down on a 1-yard line, came up empty every single time. Ole Johansson missed on 2 field goals, and then they stopped him the last time, and that's been it. So Philadelphia has not been able to get on the scoreboard.
But the Eagles did establish one thing. They can get people open against the New England secondary, and I think New England has been in the latter part of the second quarter, Nick, going to the blitz a lot more to get more pressure on Ron Jaworski because they weren't getting a whole lot with just the front 3 rushing.
Well, you could see that the coverage decided they were going to double team Harold Carmichael most of the day. And by double covering Harold Carmichael, they left open the tight end who was coming across, and it caught 3 passes, and that was Krepley for big yardage. But again, they just weren't able to capitalize on the great catches by Krepley. And sooner or later, you have to put points on the board. The defense for the Eagles has only allowed 15.5 points per game, but the offense really has not been that productive.
Well, certainly not in the first half here. The one that really hurt the Eagles was the 1st and goal at the 1 on the pass interference call against Carmichael in the end zone. The Eagles could not get points. 2 running plays, an incomplete pass, and a blocked field goal. But they are a team that stands in and plays you for 4 tough quarters. You can be sure they'll be out there harder than ever in the 3rd and 4th quarters. We'll be back to Foxboro, Massachusetts very shortly with a score: the Patriots 14, the Eagles nothing. Back at Foxboro, it is 14-0 New England as we're about ready for the start of the second half. Right now, down in the field, Tom Neville, a veteran right tackle and an old teammate of yours, Nick, here at New England, is being honored.
Well, Tommy Neville is really the only Patriot left on a ball club that was here when I was playing back 8 or 9 years ago. He's a 12-year veteran out of Mississippi State, and there's talk that Tommy will probably retire after this year. So the folks of Foxboro and the Patriot management and everybody else involved is honoring Tom, and the legislature just has proclaimed that next week at some time there'll be Tom Neville Day here in Massachusetts. So a great honor for a nice guy.
He's been given a car, giving him an automobile. If he's smart, he'll come back next year and retire again. He can get a car every year for about 3 years that way.
At least he got something when he retired. So many of the guys retired, no one ever hears about him again. Now, some of the stats for the halftime, total net yards is 142 for Philadelphia, 223 for New England. 3rd down efficiency, which always is very important, often determines what's happening in the ball game, is almost equal. Philadelphia has converted 5 of 10. New England 5 of 8, so it's pretty close there. His passing yardage has been the story. The rushing yardage is a 19 for 38 yards for Philadelphia and 18 rushes for 51 for the Patriots.
Here comes the car to the field.
The car.
Drove it right out.
It'd be all right if you could use it in the offensive line to open up some good holes.
Eagles could put that in at fullback. Eagles are coming back out now. One of the Patriots over there checking out. Biff must be a very popular player with his teammates. They all came out to join in the halftime salute.
Well, last time I saw this type of thing happen was the halftime of the Miami Dolphin-Baltimore Colt game this year. Miami was ahead 28-24 at the time. And then they honored Johnny Unitas, and the final score was Baltimore 45, Miami 28, so it may pay off. Sam Cunningham has 17 yards in the first half, and he only needs 4 more yards to set his personal record. That's not much rushing, though, for Sam Cunningham.
Those Patriots are checking out that car pretty closely. A lot of those players going over looking in there. I don't know what's in the back seat, but got a lot of guys interested.
I'm sure Dick Vermeil has had some words to say to his team at halftime, because you get down on a goal line and you knock 3 times and come away with 0. It doesn't leave too good a taste in your mouth. There he goes. The total yards 142 for Philadelphia, New England 223. So the difference really has been the fact that the Eagles can't get on the scoreboard. Now they've had many opportunities.
Curiously enough, the Eagles have had possession of the ball more than New England, but the bottom line is all Patriots as they lead 14-0 as we set now for the start of the 3rd quarter. Tom Neville addressing the gathered multitude here as he gets a big salute. Boy, there's some day around the league. You look at those halftime pictures. Green Bay, a driving snowstorm. Cincinnati, the field covered by snow. They got the field and the snow stopped in time at Cleveland, but it's filled up all around the field. There's not a trace of snow here. We certainly have winter weather. Temperature in the low 30s and those gusting winds, which bring the chill factor way down.
It's really kind of balmy compared to some of those other cities.
I tell you, if that's balmy. We walked in here today. There was a wind roaring through this place. Blow over a grown man. So the Eagles are set now to kick the ball off. And you'll get a look at Raymond Claiborne, who has not been on the field yet. Number 26, the return specialist from Texas, who's already broken one the distance. Minnesota has now come back. You heard Brent Musburger mention that the Packers were leading the Vikings. They were, but now Bob Lee has just thrown to Sammy White a 40-yard touchdown pass play, and the Vikings have taken a 7-6 lead over the Packers.
I see Tampa Bay's up to their same tricks, Don. Atlanta's beating them 10-0 at halftime. I know you just wonder sooner or later Tampa Bay has to win. You know, they do have decent material. It's just not that bad. Good running backs. Huff's not a bad quarterback. He's back healthy. But yet they can't get any points on the board. Yet their defense plays decent week after week. Sooner or later something has to happen. Every team in the NFL right now is concerned about being the team that gets beat by Tampa Bay.
All they need is a couple of offensive linemen, a tight end, just to get some points up, because if there's a better defensive end in the NFL this year than Leroy Selman, I haven't seen him. That guy is something.
They say that Tampa Bay is going to take Ken McAfee, like we said before, in the first round. And, of course, that's next year. They still have to play 3 games.
McAfee won't hurt him. 260. Earl Campbell, though, when you talk about I guess the super blue chips, they call them, are Campbell of Texas and wide receiver from the University of Florida, Wes Chandler.
Yeah, right. He is a super player. He's a lot like Nat Moore. Plays in the backfield, comes out as a receiver. Terry Miller for Oklahoma State is another one, another blue chipper. And Art Still from Kentucky. 6'7", 280-pound defensive end.
Full grown. Browner from Notre Dame, the defensive end, will go high. And now here is Raymond Claiborne, way back for the New England Patriots. Claiborne and Stanley Morgan were both drafted in the first round this year. Claiborne has returned 100 yards for a touchdown. He gets it at the 4. The Eagles close in. Look at that wedge of blockers, though. Claiborne lost his footing. Give the guy a big build-up and he falls down.
Doesn't it always happen?
Doesn't it? Hasn't missed a free throw all day, and he takes the collar, 0 for 3.
I remember doing a preseason game.
Hat trick.
I gave Tom Blanchard a big bill because he was leading the league in 45 point average per punt. He averaged 20 for the game.
There you go. Well, the Patriots come out now. They'll have the ball at their 12-yard line, 1st and 10. Darrell Stingley is wide to the right. Stanley Morgan is wide to the left. Setbacks are Calhoun and Cunningham. Tight end is Chandler. Sam Cunningham picks his way carefully and gets out to the 15-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Charlie Johnson playing good defensive tackle for the Philadelphia Eagles. The Patriots have not been able to run, and they are the leading rushing team in the AFC. But yet the Eagles have been able to contain the run real well. It's the pass that's given them problems.
That's where they've been beaten. They won't give you much. You won't sustain a drive against them just running the ball right at them. They play the run well. Handoff goes to Calhoun. Blocker in front of him in big John Ham-Hawks Hanna. Hog Hanna as he's known. Randy Logan came up. Strong safety and chopped down the ball carrier.
Well, another play that Cunningham got 3 or 4 yards on. He set a personal record for himself. That play there, an excellent defensive maneuver by Randy Logan, a safety man who came up and just took the guard on, knocked him down, and knocked Calhoun down with him.
One has to sacrifice his body for love of the game when you're small.
Absolutely. We do not play this game for money alone, Don.
No. It is an incentive. Grogan guns it down the middle, and Stingley lost the ball. It was on his fingertips. High-jumping Darrell Stingley had the ball at his fingertips, and as you saw, it caromed away. And so there'll be a punt now as John McDonough, our director, gives us the end zone look.
Well, it's the same play that Stingley loves to run, down about 20 yards and turns it on in. Well, Fred Bruni threw the ball to the Eagles 30 times a day on that play. They don't seem to be covering it that much. It was just a drop pass by Stingley.
Wally Henry is now back deep.
I think Patrick's averaged 20 yards a kick.
That won't get it done. He hit that one not very deep. Eagles will have to let it roll, though, and it takes a big, big New England hop down the field. Now goes back the other way, and it's down to the 43-yard line. So the Eagles go on offense 1st and 10 with 13-13 to play in the 3rd quarter, and the Patriots holding the advantage they had at the half, 14-0.
We're not wrapping too much.
No, that's good. As long as you stay with the...
It's averaging 40.
This is the official crowd of the New England Patriots. Just a beautiful one. Visit your local showroom and see why the Patriots selected for them.
Maybe combat on the field.
So you guys still in the truck? The Eagles break the huddle. 1st and 10 at their 43-yard line. Jaworski. Hogan is the first back through. He plunges ahead. He might have gotten 5 yards out to the 47-yard line. Mike Hogan on the run. As the Patriots unpile, Sam Hunt was in there again. They're working with combinations up front. McGee, Hamilton, Julius Adams all across the defensive front three. Zabel, Nelson, Rod Schote, and Hunt, the linebackers. Haynes and Howard, the corners. McCray and Fox, the safeties. Tom Sullivan didn't get much. Got the ball to the 49-yard line and bring up 3rd and about 4. Sam Hunt and Steve Zabel were on the stop for New England.
Wade Key led the play on that one, but unfortunately Steve Zabel was able to dart in underneath to make the tackle. The Eagles just have not been able to sustain anything on the ground. The Patriots have been playing them up tough in a line, and linebackers have been feeling real close to the line.
Those linebackers do so many different things coming out of that 3-4. They'll dance up tight, play off. You're never sure of the look you're going to get from that defense. Jaworski has a problem. He eludes it, but for the moment. And then he's knocked down back at the 45-yard line. And so they'll have to punt it again as Tony McGee broke through. Tony McGee, 78, comes crashing through to make the stop from behind.
You're talking about Jaworski having a problem, and the problem has been Tony McGee the whole day. This time again, he beats Ed George, number 64, comes in from the backside and pulls Jaworski down for his third sack of the day, and Ed George just is not blocking McGee, and the Eagles are paying for it.
He's had his problems with Tony McGee, and now Haynes is back deep to return punts. Boy, he got it away. Now Spike Jones got that away, and it takes an Eagle hop. It'll be a long time figuring that out. Spike Jones went right out of his hat to get that done. Rod Schote put the rush on, and he might have kicked it through Schote's legs.
A little drop ball down here. Spike decides to pick it up, and I don't know how he gets it between the two linebackers here. Schote hits him. At halftime in New England, 14, Philly nothing.
He didn't touch the ball, I don't think, and he hit. Yeah. No one's perfect. Yeah.
Okay. Yep, I am.
Good point, Dave. That's right.
Okay.
Well, they have Alexander Calder paint the boundaries of this stadium. They got a star-spangled look. It's a Calder look. Don Craigie with Nick Bonacanti back at Foxboro, Mass. The Patriots have the ball and go to the run. Here comes Calhoun. He eludes Berge, and Calhoun sprints up the sideline. John Sanders finally knocked him out of bounds for the Philadelphia Eagles as the Patriots get the ball out ahead 7 yards on the run. It'll be 2nd down and 3. Fred Cox just kicked a field goal, and Minnesota leads Green Bay 10-6.
Philadelphia has to make a break for themselves here. Get a fumble or intercept the pass. They can't afford to have the Patriots drive down the field and score another touchdown.
That would put them out of it. They can get back in the way it stands now. Here comes Cunningham slashing back on a counter and working his way off tackle. He's out to the 42-yard line. Sam Cunningham.
Big, strong Sam Cunningham, 6'3", 235 pounds. The bread and butter man of the Patriot offense, 38 receptions on the year. Right now, 830 yards for 1977. Just a good all-around player, Don.
John McKay says he was his biggest football mistake. He used him as a blocking back at USC. McKay's second mistake might have been going to Tampa Bay. Out to the 41-yard line. There's a loss on the play, actually, as the Eagles make the hit behind the line of scrimmage. Calhoun carried the football, and coming up on the play for New England was Randy Logan, the strong safety.
A little jostle out there between Bill Berge and Sam Cunningham after that play. Cunningham was trying to block Berge, and Berge sort of greeted him with a forearm to the head. Cunningham didn't particularly like it.
Cunningham flies airplanes in his spare time.
Calhoun's out of the game, and Ike Forty's into the game. Ike Forty's a better pass receiver.
And that's what Grogan's looking to. He's got Stanley Morgan going deep, but he swings it out in the far flat. And it's intercepted by the Eagles. Herman Edwards goes up and takes it away. Grogan was waiting on Morgan, but they had a double team on him in the zone. Then he swung it out to the far side looking for Ike 40, and Herman Edwards, the rookie, does it.
Plenty of time to throw the football. He just forces the ball here, and Herman Edwards in good defensive position makes an easy interception on 40. No, he just forced that ball in there, tried to force it on, and Edwards had 3 shots at the ball so far today, and he finally came up with 1. How about these for rushing statistics? Hogan, 9 carries, 19 yards. Mike Hogan runs the ball, gets it right to the scrimmage. That was all, as the Patriots again shut down the run as they've been doing so frequently. On the play was number 85, Julius Adams. Also on the stop was Steve Nelson. Make that 19.5 yards for Hogan. Yeah. No, they just have to throw the football. They have 2 good receivers, Carmichael, Smith on the other side, and Krepley has caught 3 big passes. They have to throw the ball. 9:10 to play in the third quarter. Patriots lead at 14-0. The screaming cadence of Jaworski, and he drills it out. Oh, Charlie Smith backed out of bounds before he had the ball. Yeah, you look at this New England team, Nick, and they were so close last year to beating Oakland in that first playoff game, and had they won that, they probably would have won the whole thing. Oh, they were tough. Here's a sideline pass going out to Smith, but Smith doesn't gauge himself well near the sideline. As you see it here, he has 1 foot. Watch the right foot goes out of bounds here. In the NFL, you have to have 2 feet in bounds when you catch the football. Smith didn't do it. Nope, and that brings up a 3rd down and 9 now for Philadelphia. All just across the 35-yard line of the Eagles. Guy Morris down on the ball at center. 3-man rush. McGee makes the stop. That time Ed George had McGee blocked off the passing play, but the receivers were covered. Jaworski had a run. Talk about quick, big defensive lineman, number 78, McGee. George does a good job on it, but when Jaworski starts up the middle, McGee puts it in second gear and drags him down from behind. McGee's a quick defensive lineman. 7th here from Bishop College, Bishop, Texas. Mike Jones ready to punt the ball again now. It's a high one. Penalty marker is down. Penalty marker is down at the 32-yard line of New England. It could have been a man downfield too early for Philadelphia. Could have been a clip on the setup for the block. We'll wait and see now. Oh, illegal block on the Patriots. So that'll give the Eagles a 1st down. Right. You cannot block the outside man going down on even on a punt at the knees, and evidently a Patriot did that. So it's a 15-yard penalty against them. So the Eagle offense comes back out with 8:13 to play in the third quarter. They get the ball back as their drive is sustained on the penalty against the Patriots. Like they say, take them any way we can get them. Yeah. When things aren't going good for you, you need a break, and it looks like they have one here. Those safeties for the New England Patriots, Nick, aren't challenging as much as they did after they got burned deep earlier when the play fakes of Jaworski froze everybody and the receivers got behind him. There it is, an illegal block. Legal block on a replay. Right here, you see it right down on the knees. Yep. You can't do that because that man is a potential receiver. That's why you cannot cut him. Talk like a guy's played this game. 1st and 10 as Jaworski takes a look. Lets her go. Boy, he put that right on the numbers of Bob Howard, the left cornerback, but he couldn't hold on. Howard will never get a more sure shot than that. Well, what they're trying to do is they're trying to hit Tommy Sullivan coming out of the backfield. Jaworski guts it out there to him. It looks like he has a linebacker beaten. But all of a sudden, Prentice McRae comes out of nowhere and almost intercepts the pass. I'll make that Bob Howard, number 24, almost intercepts the pass.
So the Eagles get the second down and 10 play coming up now. They have Harold Carmichael going wide to the left. Charlie Smith is out in the right flank. Hogan and Sullivan the setbacks as they open up. Jaworski with a deep 10-yard drop, swings it out. Sullivan makes the catch, and again, big Sam Hunt. Look at that man, 250 pounds, and he can run.
Man, to have that size and be able to deliver that type of a blow. It's a screen pass to Sullivan, but Hunt sniffs it out beautifully, breaks through a couple of blockers, and crunches Sullivan for a big loss. Now it's a 3rd down and 14 situation for the Eagles. And the guy we haven't heard from all day down is number 17, Harold Carmichael.
Oh, they had him open a couple of times deep. Had the one reception for the first down, but
double coverage on Carmichael.
3rd and 14 now. 3 men are deployed wide. Problem here isn't so much the pass blocking. Jaworski was back there over 4 seconds. The wide receivers are covered, and he's got nowhere to throw the football.
Well, he put Smith in motion, and he tried to bring Smith across, but he was jammed by Fox as he tried to get across. So he's covered. Now he starts to scramble, but Honey Bear Hamilton and Tony McGee again on the tackle. That's the 4th sack for the Eagles, which brings their total for the year to 42.
Down the field, the ball. Ooh! Stanley Morgan gets the ball, and that is roughly grabbed by the nape of the neck and thrown down, and a penalty marker is also down on the play with 6:45 to go in the 3rd quarter. The Patriots coming into the game with a 6-4 record. They trail Miami in the AFC East. The Dolphins now with an 8-3 record following their Thanksgiving win at St. Louis. We have a football game here at Foxboro at this particular point that doesn't have too many people on the edge of their seats, as the Patriots are holding to a 14-0 halftime lead. The Eagles unable to move the football. As I think the temperature's dropping some here too, Nick. It's not going to get any easier to.
That's why the players are jumping up and down and trying to get their tootsies warm. Steve Grogan on the day so far, 9 of 16, 1 interception for 172 yards. That's a good day for a passer, especially in this wind.
Yeah,
I mean, the wind is really difficult today.
Had a couple drop too. Grogan sets his team down. 1st and 10. He brings Stingley in motion. They go right to the power run, and Sam Cunningham runs it out to the 15-yard line. Sam got 6, knocked down by Mahal.
I had a chance to talk with Chuck Fairbanks yesterday. Really, it's just a wonderful guy and a good head coach, and he gave me about a half hour of his time, really, in a very busy day for him. And he was just talking about, the injuries to Andy Johnson early in the year, and the people didn't realize, that man going down was probably the key guy on the Patriots, because he was a leading pass receiver last year for the Patriots, and that kills him.
Chuck Fairbanks' first head coaching assignment was at Ishpeming High School, Michigan. Come a long way. Powerhouse teams at Oklahoma. Played collegiately at Michigan State. Carl Hairston, number 78, was the guy who came up to make the tackle. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 2 yards to go now for the Patriots with 5:50 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Don, very big play here. The Eagles can hold the Patriots and get them to punt into the wind. They can get good field position and put them in a good position to get a touchdown.
Grogan brings his team out in a tight formation. He has his 2 tight ends in Hasselbeck and Chandler. He goes to the money back, Sam Cunningham, and the big guy delivers. He gets 2 in the 1st down. Grogan has 200 yards total offense throwing and running. He's passed for 172, run for 28. Of course, he's thrown for both touchdowns in the game. And now the Patriots, with command of the game, 14-0, are looking to run that football and use the clock. We are still in the 3rd quarter, though. The Eagles need to get back the ball and strike long. They need the big play.
penalty here.
Charlie Johnson, the middle guard, popped somebody, but he might have been drawn off by movement.
The only movement I saw out there was the wind on it.
Yeah.
It's a
The
good
officials
show.
are with you.
Preliminary call is outside Eagles.
Charlie Johnson's playing the piano on Bill Likitis. Gets called for offsides. Easy 5 yards for the Patriots. Now Grogan's sitting in a good position. Second and 5. You can run it. You can pass it. The Eagles have to play it honest.
First and 5. 26.
If he goes to form, he'll go to Sam Cunningham on an off-tackle slant. Sam Cunningham out to the 30. Got 4. It'll be second down and 1. Here's where you really have a nice option.
Oh, this is the one that Bart Starr used to love at Green Bay. And Greasy did it down in Miami. It's just a super situation. The defense, again, playing the run. Second and 1, you can go play action, pass, and do pretty much what you want.
Atlanta's beating Tampa Bay 17-0 in the fourth quarter. Gary Huff has been pulled from that game, and rookie Randy Hedberg has gone in.
What's that going to do?
Very little. Sam Cunningham, now they're going to Sam. He's getting a lot of work here as the game wears on. He gets the ball out across the 35-yard line to the 36. Knocked down by John Sanders and Bill Berge.
No, we really haven't heard much from number 66, Bill Berge, today. Normally Berge's in on, 70% of the tackles, but they've been walling him off. Here he gets in on it, but it's a little too late, 4 yards down the field. You have to get that on the line of scrimmage.
Don Hasselbeck comes in with the play, gives it to Grogan.
The way Hasselbeck's been getting open, to call his play.
Don Calhoun runs with the ball.
Calhoun, the ball carrier.
Patriots just grinding it out, running right at Philadelphia.
This would be a long day for the defense when your offense is inside the 20 3 times. They don't come up with a point. After a while, you begin to wonder. I mean, you're saying, hey, look, we're doing our job out here. You guys have had the opportunity to score. But we look at the scoreboard, and there's a big goose egg.
This is really only the second game all season that the Eagles have been out of. They were beaten by the Rams 20-0. Were never in that game. They certainly had a chance to be in this one. They had first and goal at the 1. Second quarter and couldn't get it in. Free football, and the Eagle defense comes up with a big play. Johnson picks up the free ball and runs it down to the 15-yard line. That defense you were saluting, Nick, a bit ago comes up with perhaps the biggest offensive play of the day.
Well, that was the option play all the way, Don. You're going to see Grogan, the running quarterback out of Kansas State. He's running the option, but he is just dragged down by Sistra. The number 65, Charlie Johnson, picks up the ball and starts to play fullback. He's dragging Cunningham with him, and it's a first down. They rule it dead
the 30.
At the place where it was recovered at the 30-yard line. But again, now the Eagles can get back into the ball game. A little fire in them, they can do it.
So the Eagles get a break from their defense, forcing the turnover. It is now first and 10, Philadelphia, at the 30-yard line of New England. Pitch back. Tom Sullivan running hard and hit hard. He only got a couple at that. Sam Hunt was the first to hit him.
I know I'd give the game ball to if the Patriots win the game. It would have to be Sam Hunt. Man has had to made 15 tackles already today. But the Eagles are in good position again, Don. Right now, let's see if they go to Krepley again because he's been open the last 2 times on that crossing pattern when they double cover Harold Carmichael.
Herb Lusk is also in the game. He is very quick, swinging out of the backfield for a pass. Second down and 8. Hogan and Lusk are the setback. The secondary of the New England Patriots is just blanketing the receivers of Philadelphia. And Jaworski is perplexed, and then he doesn't know where to go, and finally tries to head upfield and is knocked down.
That's the 5th sack for the Patriots. Jaworski was looking for Krepley down the field, where Prentice McRae had him covered. So he had to eat the football, and now you get up 3rd down and 11 yards.
Here's Krepley. Now this is
Charlie Smith.
Charlie Smith
going down. He's trying to get across here. He gets jammed real good by Haynes. McCruffy going down the middle of his hip.
Jaworski, as the red shirts close in, is chopped at the 25-yard line by Rod Schote. He's gotten him the last 2 times.
Same situation. Now he's looking for Charlie Smith on the outside. Good pass protection. Hogan and George doing a job. Bishop breaks in from the other side, and Jaworski decides to run. But Rod Schote, a light linebacker with a quick linebacker, brings him down before he can get the first down.
And so 4th down comes up again for the Philadelphia Eagles as Ron Jaworski goes over to talk to Dick Vermeil to somehow try to pull out points. Seconds.
They call it timeout, the Eagles. In the face of adversity, we shall succeed.
Not so far.
We really have another quarter to go. Is there 44 seconds left? Well, next week, ladies and gentlemen, we go to Buffalo, New York, the home of Don Criqui, where Don grew up and watched O.J. Simpson blossom into the great running back that everybody said he would be.
O.J.'s probably played his last game there. This is Don Criqui with Nick Bonaconti. Nick just pointing out in the postseason awards, the 1776 club, that he was the MVP of the Patriots in '65.
I think that's when the team went 6 and 8.
Yeah.
They couldn't give it to an offensive man, so they gave it to me.
They didn't bother you at all, and they got you down to Miami.
Well, the weather's a little nicer.
Got a couple of rings down there, too. 4th down now for the Eagles at the 25-yard line of New England. 4th and 6. Jaworski looks, timing pattern, first down to Carmichael. Well done by the Eagles as Carmichael angled in. Jaworski triggered the ball in a timing pattern. Didn't give those defensive backs time to come up.
Well, the blitz was on, and Jaworski read it beautifully. Just a quick post pattern by Carmichael over the middle. He's covered, but he just makes a super reception. Howard's all over him. But Carmichael makes probably the biggest catch of the day for the Eagles. Keeps the drive going and keeps them in the ball game.
On 4th and 6, the play is good to the 15-yard line for a first down. 10 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter and the clock running. Eagles will get off one last play. Hogan goes wide and fighting hard. He got ahead for yardage, but it looked like he'd be dropped to the line of scrimmage. The gun just sounded. So that is the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. The New England Patriots 14, Philadelphia Eagles nothing. Now we pause for a word from your local station.
Huh? Yeah. It's 37. My office is 377-4963. My home is 661-7818. Right. 305. On who? Oh, good. Good. What Hall of Fame? Oh, that's right. Damn it. You have to wait 5 years for that? He's off. Yeah, he's off 5. Why the hell? I know. Why the hell won't they give him? What's he, the 3rd or 4th leading scorer in NFL history? Gino's 3rd or 4th leading scorer?
Great. Thank you, Herb Lusk.
57,000.
Herb Luss shaken up on the last play, being helped in the field. You only hope that he's going to be all right. Great young tailback out of Long Beach State. And now the Eagles go on offense to open the fourth quarter after the big reception by Carmichael to get the first down. They have it 2nd down and 9 at the 14-yard line of New England.
Let's look for Krepley here.
Play fake. And Jaworski lost his footing. So a tough play for the Eagles as Jaworski simply lost his footing, dropping back, and that sets the ball out to the 24-yard line and brings up 3rd and long yardage. 3rd and about 18.
The old adage by Jim Hart, that one play will kill you. Here you see him tripping over Mike Hogan's foot. Krepley was going across the middle. It looked like he had McCray beat. But it doesn't do any good because Jaworski hits the dirt for a big loss. It's a loss of 10.
Almost looked like he tripped on the 25-yard line.
Yeah, he tripped over Hogan's foot, no doubt about that. 57,893 here at Foxboro. See this ball game.
Third down and 18. Intercepted by Tim Fox. The Ohio State All-American runs the ball out to the 30. And the Eagles' drive is again thwarted, and the Patriots take back the ball.
He's looking for Carmichael all the way. Carmichael goes down. McCray gets a shot on him. He breaks for the sideline. Fox right here jumps up in front of the ball, picks off the interception. Big play for the Patriots. I tell you, Jesus Christ.
About the worst game I've seen all year.
What? Are you sure of that? Looks like rosin. That's water from the cup. See, what happens is they throw water on a sideline and it freezes. How did that? Someone, I know someone might have urinated or something.
Look across the way. Take a long shot. You can only see in front of the benches.
That's good. We'll say it's snowing from the ground up.
We are back at Foxboro, Massachusetts. The Patriots have stopped the Eagles again on an interception by Tim Fox. And now New England goes back to the job at hand of running the ball and running the clock. A very brisk day with the temperature now dropping into the 20s. As you see an ice buildup along the sidelines by the Patriots benches. They are looking to go to their 7th win of the year.
I think that doesn't make your feet cold down.
Oh, man.
Standing on that ice. In Miami, when we were playing, it was so hot we used to put our feet in buckets of ice.
Isn't that just the opposite? Down there, teams go down there in late December and early December when it's hot in Miami, and you guys used to just eat them up. That ball was up for grabs off the fingertips of Stanley Morgan.
That's a dangerous pass when you're ahead 14-0. You throw that flat pass. If it happens to be red, like it was read there by Herman Edwards, it could intercept and end up in an interception and a touchdown for the Eagles.
So now we have 13:38 left to play in the game. The ball at the 30-yard line of New England. It'll be 3rd down coming up, 3rd and 8.
Ike Forty just checked into the backfield for the Patriots.
Grogan takes the deep drop, steps into the pocket. Here he goes. On the run, he loops it up, but too much on it for Hasselbeck, who was wide open. Grogan starts to hear some boos, but all he's done is put 12 points up on throws here today.
You ever hear the old story, in betwixt and in between? He was rolling out, and he looked like he had some daylight. Then it closed down, so he had to make a decision. Just off balance through the football, way over Hasselback's head.
57,000 here today, over 57,000, with winds gusting at the outset of the game up to 40 miles an hour. Still a very strong wind. And Mike Patrick will be kicking into it.
Wally Henry's deep. Good punt returner.
Henry back at the 23, to the 30, the 35, and the 40. And he demonstrates that he is very much a good punt returner. Pete Brock finally knocked him down. So the Eagle offense gets the ball back. They have been able to move the football but not score in this game as they continue to trail 14-0.
Jesus Christ. Yay! Are you serious? We're so excited up here. Our adrenaline is pumping for the Philadelphia Eagles, led by Ron Jaworski. And the rushing game. The rushing game of Mike Hogan and Tom Sullivan generated 34 yards today. What's that? Oops. Geez, I love my wife so much.
I think there's a guy, Wendell Schmendrick's coming
You love
into the
my
game.
wife too, huh?
Schmendrick is in the game now.
Who's who? Could you isolate on Wendell Schmendrick?
The Eagles break the huddle, first and 10 at their 45-yard line. Jaworski, the quarterback. Smith wide to the left. Carmichael on the right wing. They have him in tight now. They go to the run. No, it's a play fake. Well, he who hesitates, and Jaworski took his time, and then down he went at the 50-yard line. Still, the men were covered. He couldn't release the ball.
Well, he had play action pass on first down, which is a good call. But Tim Fox, the free safety again, sitting back, settling on Carmichael. So Jaworski can't get the ball to him, and he scrambles for 4 yards. They need that big play, but the defensive secondary of the Patriots has really been terrific today.
Jaworski, in fairness to the offensive line, has been getting enough time normally to release it, but he hasn't been able to get a receiver because they're covered. And that New England secondary is really responsible for these hits. Pitch back goes to Sullivan. Mike Haynes comes up, tries to force the run. Mike Haynes, number 40, in his second year from Arizona State. Some people think is the best cornerback in football, was last season as a rookie. He was so good at Arizona State his senior year, there was very little to look at on film because nobody threw on his side ever in 11 games. They didn't go near him.
I don't know how you can go through a career like that without testing someone. Like
well, he intercepted 14 as a junior.
Is that all? I thought he had a good year.
They had the book on him. Now it's third down and about 1 for Philadelphia. 46-yard line of New England. Straight ahead. Sullivan works and gets inside the 45-yard line and gets the first down. So the Eagles keep the drive alive. There is still a lot of time remaining. 11:47 left to play in the game.
Well, what the Eagles have to do, Don, is they have to get on a scoreboard. That's obvious. But once they get on a scoreboard, then they can start opening it up a little bit. But they can't grind it out. They can't heat up the clock because it's working against them. They have to get on a scoreboard quick. Short passes, 10, 12 yards, sidelines, short post patterns over the middle. Those are the things they need.
That's how they opened up before, and they had the first down, the fourth down play. Quick in pattern to Carmichael. Penalty marker goes down as Hogan loses the ball. It might be intercepted. Howard might have picked that off. He did. Well, the Eagles won't be called for holding anyway. They were, but the interception and the play will go, and the Patriots have it back. Holding against the Eagles is declined.
Jaworski back to pass. Starts to scramble and tries to get out to Hogan in his hands. But but he's just jostled by King there. Interception resulting for the Eagles. Puts it behind 8 ball again.
Steve Nelson made the hit, but freed the ball.
No, we did
we
not.
got no count.
Yeah,
Yep.
we hear you now. Better late than never.
Patriots are pleased to welcome the following groups today.
Okay.
Associated, Biz Roman and Company, Waterloo Foods Incorporated, NEAR Trade of Massachusetts, Gamesbury Corporation, Radio, General Corporation, Hating Ford,
Certs.
Hemingway Transport, Fidelity Financial Corporation, Louis Pacheco and Group.
How many interceptions Jaworski thrown? 2. Back at Foxboro, Massachusetts, the Patriots have the ball on a second interception of Ron Jaworski. And Calhoun comes out on the power sweep. With Sam Cunningham out in front of him, the pulling guards, he gets the ball out across the 40 and out close to the 42-yard line. The Eagles have threatened, but not in the second half. They did in the first half. Came about as close as you can come. First and goal from the 1 on a pass interference call, but could not get points, and that really had set the tone of this game as the Patriot defense has toughened up all the more since then.
The Eagles have knocked, but the Patriots won't let them open the door, and that's been the story.
They've moved the ball between the 20s. 2nd and 5. Right back the other way. Same play to the other side. Calhoun gets ahead, got back to the line of scrimmage and maybe a yard ahead, and that was all. Eagles coming across. Eagles are playing strictly the run now because they're looking for New England to run the clock. Logan came up from the strong safety to make the hit. Grogan just might arc one up.
Well, I think the Patriots have to play conservative offensively because they're ahead 14-0. 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. The Eagles really have not, they threatened, but they have not gotten any points, so they're going to stay conservative.
Grogan is a tough guy to get to. The Patriots have allowed only 3 quarterback sacks in their last 7 games coming into this one. They allowed no sacks in their last 2 games, and I don't recall any of Grogan today. One of the big reasons he's so elusive, if you trap, he runs out of it. See that? That would have been a sack. Grogan got away. John Bunting finally knocked him down. The front 3 had a beat on him. They had hands on him, but they couldn't knock him down.
Well, Don, you almost got the Eagles a sack here.
Yeah.
You talk about the great offensive line of the Patriots, and all of a sudden the Eagles put a good rush on. But again, Grogan, very nifty, swift, sneaks out of there. Watch this hit by Bunting, number 95. That's the way you discourage quarterbacks from running.
That brings up 4th down and about 3 for New England, so they have their punter, Mike Patrick, back in the game. The Eagles will get the ball back again.
Eagles have 10 men up there. They're going for the block.
They've got to pull out all the stops now to get in this game. Patrick lofts it downfield. Wally Henry lets it bounce. Makes a Patriot bounce down to the 7. So the Eagles get back the ball, but they also have 93 yards of real estate between them and the end zone.
Well, Henry has to learn one thing. Either you fair catch the ball or catch it and run with it, because you don't let the ball bounce and give the other team good field position.
And we remind you that next Saturday at 5 o'clock, the CBS Sports Spectacular with some of the world's greatest weightlifters competing in the International Record Makers Tournament in Las Vegas. You'll also see the world's strongest men competition, as this week the big boys take 400-pound refrigerators on their backs and run 40-yard courses against time. And then mixed team golf championships is coming up next week also on CBS, next Saturday and Sunday. Mike Hogan goes to the run and gets the ball up to the 12-yard line, picked up 4.
When those world's strongest men What's that? The one where they carry the refrigerators on their back?
Strap a refrigerator, a 400-pound refrigerator on their back, and then race for 40 yards.
Is that filled with food, or is it empty?
I don't know what's in there, but
maybe it's some leftover Thanksgiving turkey.
Got some Harvard men cart nose down the 40-yard course. Sullivan tries to go wide and doesn't get there. Lost yardage on the play. And I think that field, Nick, is getting a little bit slippery. We've seen some slips and a little bit of a precipitation buildup.
Well, if Jaworski's trying to run the clock out, he's doing an effective job. He's run 2 plays for, I think, a net gain of 1.5 yards. Here it doesn't gain anything. And what he has to do, even though they know you're going to throw the football, you're behind 14-0. 7:45 left in the game. I still think you have to throw it.
Jaworski takes a look. They get him and fight him down. Whistle's finally going to blow, and there it is. And Jaworski is going to be ruled sacked by Greg Boyd down at the 3-yard line.
Well, that becomes his 6th sack for the Patriots today. That gives them 38 on the year, which they lead the AFC. Here you see tough Tony McGee, number 78, making the tackle again. The fans are on their feet cheering the Patriot defense.
They ought to be. They played a great football game.
Well, the problem with Jaworski is that he's running on 1st down, running on 2nd down, and throwing on 3rd, and that's not much imagination.
No, it isn't. It hasn't been a better day for the Eagle offense, quite obviously. The numbers point that out. 14-0 New England. And now Spike Jones is backed up with only 13 yards. But he gets a good punt away. It carries up high into a crosswind. It is taken by Mike Haynes. He fumbles it and falls on it at the 40. And with 6:55 left to go in the game, the New England Patriots get back to football 1st and 10 as we have a little extra going on. We were talking about that mixed team golf championships. That's coming up next Saturday and Sunday here on CBS. You'll see it on Saturday, December 3rd at 4 o'clock, and on Sunday, December 4th at 4 o'clock. The final 2 rounds of mixed team championship. The field is headed by defending champion Chichi Rodriguez, and you'll see Chichi and his partner going against Ben Crenshaw, who's teamed with Judy Rankin. Arnold Palmer and Sandra Palmer, both former U.S. Open champions, on their respective tours are entered. Jerry Pate will be playing with Hollis Stacy. A lot of great golf next Saturday and Sunday. The mixed team championships in Largo, Florida, here on CBS. Swing pass goes out to Calhoun, and he heads up the middle, and Calhoun gets ahead for very little yardage as the Eagles defense, a rile-up, upset group at their good efforts and the inability of the offense to convert into points. They're still playing hard, the Eagles on defense.
George Wilson, the old coach who was head coach of the Detroit Lions and then coached down in Miami for a while, said that if the defense can hold the other team to 17 points or less, there's no way that they shouldn't win the ball game. Here the Eagles have held the Patriots to 14 points but find themselves on a short end.
Reminds you when Robustelli was captain of the Giants' great defensive teams, he used to say to the offense when they're going out, see if you can hold them. Defense is to win the game. Here is Cunningham running straight ahead and gets inside the 35-yard line down to the 34. So the Patriots with a 14-0 lead, and that's how it stood at the half. Run the clock down to 5:55 and moving. The Patriots scored in the 1st quarter when Steve Grogan dropped back and caught his rookie sprinter from Tennessee, Stanley Morgan, wide open in the secondary, hit him with a long pass, and Morgan outran the field into the end zone for 64 yards and a touchdown. Then in the 2nd quarter, Grogan gunned the ball 16 yards and an in pattern into the end zone to Darrell Stingley. It was 14-0 at the half, and now that's how it stands with 5:30 to play in the game as Grogan looks again on an in pattern. Incomplete. Why would Grogan be throwing at this juncture?
I don't know. It would seem to me that he would try to run the football and probably punt on 4th down, but that time he was very wise by putting the ball to the outside of Stanley Morgan because Bill Berge was sitting on the inside of him. Could have been an interception.
Cincinnati is beating the New York Giants in the 4th quarter 30-6.
And there's cries of bring back Bill Arnsparker.
Sure not some great football, New York.
Mike Patrick has got the kick.
Mike Patrick into punt. Eagles let it hop, and Patrick manages to kick it out of bounds. 22. So the Eagle offense, inept as it's been today, comes back out for one more crack at it. 5:18 to go. Next weekend, it doesn't get any easier for the Eagles. They go down to Dallas. Next week, there's a lot of regional action here on CBS. The Bears go down and take their crack at Tampa Bay.
Will Tampa Bay keep the streak alive?
Whoever loses to him gets the Tracy Stollard Award. He's the guy who gave up the 61st home run ball to Roger Maris. Philadelphia, Dallas, as we mentioned, San Francisco, and the Vikings at Bloomington, Minnesota.
Bring your galoshes for that one.
Oh, man. Snowing hard in Green Bay today, where the Vikings are leading 13-6 over the Packers. Jaworski lost the ball. Fortunately, Tom Sullivan fell on it. But he lost it about 3 yards in the play, so it'll be second down at 13.
What more wrath can one team bring to itself than what the Eagles have done today? Jaworski fumbles the ball, recovers it. But they have to put the ball, you know, they were going to throw on that down anyway, so at least it was something exciting.
Well, with 4:45 to go, they better start throwing on every down. Trailing 14-0. Boy, they're playing hardball out there now. Rod Schoch comes in and bounces Jaworski down on that hard frozen turf.
That's the 7th sack by the Patriots, and Jaworski was really shaken up that time. Watch, it's a blitz by Rod Schoch, number 56. He sees him coming up the middle, and Jaworski here tries to protect himself. But that's really a picture tackle by Schoch. I don't know if this is all that necessary, slamming him to the turf. But it did shake up Jaworski, and you'll look into the sideline to see, you know, what type of play or whether Jaworski's going to stay in the game or not. So now it's 3rd down and 24, and you have 4:27 left in the 4th quarter. Might as well just put it up, Don. There's nothing to lose. Except your life.
Yeah, that's about right. 8 sacks, 51 yards lost. Jaworski will be in the whirlpool Thursday. Timing pattern. Carmichael catches the ball and goes out of bounds with a first down. He just got enough. On 3rd and 24, Jaworski put it 25 yards, a perfect lead, and Carmichael took it in.
Again, it was double coverage here, and Jaworski just floats it up there in between the cornerback and the safety man coming over. See that right there? Just finds it outside of Haynes and before Fox, and it's a nice reception and a nice throw by Jaworski.
But now, Nick, they're spotting the ball just short of the yard markers. They said he went out of bounds just before it. They have it 4th and inches. Talk about not getting a break.
Well, it stopped the clock anyways with 4 minutes left. They should be able to pick up the 2 inches here. They got it.
Yep, Jaworski goes right behind his center guy, Morris, and gets the first down out to the 33-yard line.
You know, Dick Vermeil and the Philadelphia coaching staff, you know, they haven't won many games, but they've done a good job coaching this team. I mean, the team doesn't get it inside the 20-yard line 4 or 5 times a ball game, you know, without good coaching. So, you know, really, I think they're the team of the future. Jaworski's a young quarterback. They have good young running backs. Have 2 good outside receivers in Smith and Carmichael, and they should come.
First and 10 Eagles, 3:38 to play. Patriots 14, Eagles nothing. Out to Kreftley, can't hold on to the ball. He had Hunt beaten on that out pattern again, but could not hold the ball as Jaworski took a hit after he released it again. Jaworski's a tough customer against the Dallas Cowboys this year. On one play at the close of the first half, he sustained a fractured thumb and a concussion and never missed a down in the game. He came right back to open the 3rd quarter.
I did a game against Eagles against Detroit at Detroit. Jaworski went out with looking like a real bad sprained ankle. He was out for 3 plays. They iced it, and he came back and finished the ball game. So he is tough. Harold Carmichael has 3 catches for 72 yards today.
Jaworski better unload because they're closing in. He does. Carmichael was open coming back, but Jaworski got it in low. And he might have seen that penalty marker go down. There was a penalty marker also.
Penalty marker was against the Patriots. They were offside. Looked like the right defensive end jumped offside on that.
She got it. We'll look at it again here now.
And now Jaworski goes by and he does some nifty footwork back here to avoid the rush by McGee. Again, he steps up in the pocket and he throws to Krepley, but wide open down the field. Number 17, Harold Carmichael. He just didn't see him.
Yeah,
there's another angle of it again. Watch McGee here. Jaworski will step up and he throws to Krepley for some reason with 2 men on him, and Carmichael standing by himself.
Well, it's 2nd down and 5 now coming up for the Eagles at their 38-yard line. Good call. Bainbridge were looking for a pass all the way, and the Eagles run it for about 10 yards. They get it out across the 45-yard line. Mike Hogan took the ball.
Well, the Patriots are going to give them all of those that they want. I mean, there's 3 minutes left in the ball game. They're ahead by 14 points. They'll give them all the passes in front of the cornerbacks and safeties, as long as they make the tackle inbounds, heats up the clock, and the Eagles need a quick touchdown.
Patriots are in Atlanta next week. Doesn't get any easier for them after that. They go against the Dolphins and then the Baltimore Colts. As you mentioned, they're the only team that's beaten Baltimore. Down the field, the throw goes and incomplete. That stops the clock with 2:39 to play. After the Jets came back to tie Pittsburgh 13-13, the Steelers have opened up now. Jarrella just kicked a 36-yard field goal, and Pittsburgh has taken a 23-13 lead. And the Steelers, if the form chart holds and the scoring remains as it is at Cleveland, where the Rams are beating the Browns 9-0, the Steelers will have a 1-game lead in the AFC Central Division.
Here's Harold Carmichael. He gets jolted by Fox on this play. Oh, number 57, Nelson's going to hit him too.
Jaworski's thrown 25 times, has completed 10 for 144 yards. He's been intercepted twice and sacked 8 times. Home run ball. Charlie Smith running hard and can't quite get to it. Good coverage afforded by Bob Howard, number 24. And that brings up 3rd down and 10.
Bob Howard's 11-year man out of San Diego State. Been a good steady cornerback for the Patriots. Looks like he's hurt on that play also.
So is Charlie Smith. He's down also.
Charlie's holding his ankle. It is a game of violence. Any way you look at it, you're going to get hit on a play one way or the other.
Howard might just be winded.
There we see here, they get their legs tangled up here, and Howard falls on the ankle right there, Charlie Smith. He rolls up on his ankle. I'm sure it was not intentional, but Charlie looks like he's okay, but Howard is still down on the ground.
Because Charlie Smith from Grambling, he never even played football. He was a senior in high school. And then at Grambling, he was the team ball boy at first. Next Saturday at 5, the big man from the Soviet Union, Vasily Alexiev, will go against some of the world's top weightlifters, the perennial gold medal winner from the Soviet Union, and some of the competition from the International Record Makers Tournament of Weightlifting. And then you'll see more strongmen as the CBS decathlon of the world's strongest men continues with the refrigerator race. Last week we had him picking up young ladies. This week we got them running with refrigerators on their backs.
Up in Alaska.
Green 60,
Down the field it goes to Keith Krefley. And Kreftley fights ahead and gets the first down play. That's the 4th time he's caught the ball in the same pattern.
The Eagles hurry up. They can get another play in before the 2-minute warning and save a timeout, but don't look like they're hustling too much out there to get into the huddle.
First down at the Patriots 22.
I guess they're going to let it run down to 2 minutes.
That's what they're going to do. They let 17 seconds go by and go down to the 2-minute warning. And so, as we start down the stretch now, the Philadelphia Eagles begin to mount a challenge, but they've done that before and have yet to score a point in the game. They trail 14-0.
Okay, kid.
Are you going to do these promos for the primetime shows? The Bing? Okay.
What's that? The 11 and 4. That's 25 straight games they've lost.
Let me see all the scores just to see what's happening. This is Don Criqui with Nick Bonacani back at Foxboro, Massachusetts. The Patriots on defense, the Eagles with the ball, trailing New England 14-0. It is 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
A new record in the NFL has been set. Atlanta beat Tampa Bay 17-0. Tampa's 25th consecutive loss.
They're closing in on the all-timer. Here is Jaworski taking a look deep. In the flat he goes. The ball is caught very nicely. And lost his footing over there, Tom Sullivan. And he did get ahead for yardage, but he was in bounds, and the clock runs. And the Eagles now go into formation without a huddle as their pre-call play sets up in the 2-minute drill. Wide to either side are Carmichael and Charlie Smith. Eagles trying to get the points up as they trail 14-0. Penalty markers down. Jaworski puts it up. And everybody who had a play on that ball was wearing a red shirt. 3 of them.
Closest one to that was Claiborne, the rookie. But why not? You might as well put it up because there's a penalty on the Patriots for being offside, so you might as well throw it in the end zone and hope for the best.
Offside call against the Patriots, though, and we're going to have a 2nd down and 5 coming up for Philadelphia. Or it's 1st down, and we're going to get the 1st down off the play.
No, they won't give it to him. They'll make it 2nd and a half a foot.
Ball is down to the 32-yard line. 1 minute and 28 seconds left to go in the game.
Win or lose, it doesn't matter. Next week, 60,000 people will be in Philadelphia watching Eagles play.
Well, they're better off making the trip to Dallas. That would really be something if 60,000 people showed up at the Vet next Sunday. Tom Sullivan gets the call and brings the ball down close to the 30-yard line.
Small thing like that, right?
1:23 left to go in the game. And Ron Jaworski goes over for some counsel from the sideline. As the Eagles have been unable to get the ball in the end zone yet, we're coming back for the final minute and a half. What a dull.
Next week it'll be an exciting ball game up in Buffalo when you see the Redskins take on the challenging Buffalo Bills.
That'll be about 37-5.
Spot by Joe Ferguson, Reuben Gant, and a host of others.
A host of others.
Why bother? To show up, 78 yards. Don Crick and Nick Bonacani freezing up in Buffalo, New York.
Fortunately, Dave Fox has seen fit to put us inside.
We're going to do the game from the truck.
What was your full name? What's your name? Billy George? Same as the... What's your last name? All right, as you see, 1:23 left to go. Jaworski brings the Eagles in the huddle at the New England 40-yard line. The ball is down at the 30. 1:23 to go, and the Eagles so far blank through almost 4 quarters of play. It's 14-0 New England. First down. It skips in incomplete. So Jaworski will reload and go back to that huddle and probably put it up the same way again, as the Patriots playing very tough in their secondary. They're dropping people way back. They're looking for the deep throws, and they're in that zone coverage as soon as Jaworski sets up.
Number 65, Boyd, comes into the ball game for Honey Bear Hamilton, and he's played quite a game today, Hamilton. They like Boyd. They say he can get a good pass rush. Young kid.
You got to be a football player to make this team. Jaworski throws. The ball is caught so nicely by Charlie Smith as he dances inbounds, gets both feet down, goes out at the 18. It's a first down. 60 minutes. East Berlin, a nation of 18 million people, won more gold medals than any country in the world in the last Olympic Games, save this huge Soviet Union. You'll find out about the great athletic programs in East Berlin tonight on 60 Minutes at 7 Eastern Time here on CBS. One of the great shows in television.
It's called Subsidize the Athlete.
Yeah.
Something we don't do here in America.
Well, you start playing a game, they put them through gymnastic exercises when they're 5 to see what they're best suited for. They tell you what you're going to play. And they go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Plus the East Germans very big on putting various hormones in their female swimmers. As someone once said after the Montreal Summer Games, a lot of those East German lady swimmers are not really nice guys in addition to being great swimmers.
Well, they're in their World's Strongest Men competition.
1:06 to go here.
5 yards to go. They're nickel and diming the Patriots, and who knows, they could get in the end zone and make it exciting, get an onside kick.
Ron Jaworski drops the throw into the end zone. It's too long. Nick, you were almost looking for a penalty marker there.
Well, I thought there might have been a little holding on Carmichael because the ball looked like it was in the air, but they didn't call it on Claiborne, the rookie.
We'll be updating all the scores from around the National Football League on this 11th weekend of play.
Let's look at Carmichael here on the replay. Carmichael goes down, and the blitz was on, so he turns the pattern to the inside. And you see right there, Claiborne does hold him. No penalty flag. Maybe the referee's from Boston.
Could be. Broken as Jaworski triggers the ball to Charlie Smith for a touchdown. 52 seconds left. You might have said something there, Nick. The onside kick will be coming.
Makes it more exciting now. Anything can happen in the NFL, and it will. There, Jaworski just scrambled a little bit and got the ball to number 85, Charlie Smith. Hey, look, in this league, it doesn't have to be fancy. All it has to do is be effective.
They'll accept that very kindly.
That'll be chiseled in stone.
Julius Adams was putting the rush on. Jaworski eluded him. Triggered the ball, and here is the Ove Johansson. Well, Horst Muhlmann's back in West Germany, but he might be getting a call as it's now 14 to 6. Huh?
Ovi Johansson will get the first
I didn't-
bust
give me
to
again,
Sweden.
Right.
Unbelievable. And folks, if you think things went bad this week, tune in next week when we play Dallas.
I tell you, the enchantment's going to end pretty soon with.
Vermeil?
Well, you know, this is a bad-looking football team today. Defenses.
Defense played good. Really.
Tell you one
I mean,
thing,
the offense,
the
I mean,
season was starting over. The Patriots be a tough club to beat. I don't see how they've lost 4. Boy, they got players. Team speed. We are back at Foxboro as Ovi Johansson, who is 0 for 2 on field goals, and 0 for 1 on extra points, tries an onside kick. 0 for 4. He got that one to go backwards. It didn't go the full 10 yards. That'll be a penalty against Ovi and the kicking team. Maybe that is Ingemar Johansson.
If Fry goes out in Philadelphia, Horst Muhlman, where are you?
Well, you have to credit the Eagle defense, so they're a gutty, hard-fighting unit. Play like hard as they can go, flat out for 4 quarters, regardless of the score. Finally, the Eagles did move. They moved the ball rather well various times in the game, but when they got down close, they just could not take it in. They finally did on the throw from Ron Jaworski to Charlie Smith. But now with 52 seconds left to play, the Eagles have to kick off the ball back to the New England Patriots. And the Patriots have a lot of sure-handed people up there on their receiving team.
You know, that Eagle defense plays like the guys who coach it. Fred Bruni and Marion Campbell, guys who made their mark in the NFL and guys who are noted for their toughness, aggressiveness, enthusiasm, and that's the way the Eagle defense plays. They played well all year long.
They've got a lot of good people and former great players. Dwayne Putnam, their offensive line coach, 3 times an All-Pro of the Los Angeles Rams. Rod Rust, who works with the linebackers and defensive end. Johnny Rowland with the offensive backs. Carl Peterson. Ken Iman, the former Ram greats on the Eagles staff. Chuck Clausen, Dick Corey. Mentioned Marion Campbell and Fred Bruni.
Well, the Patriots recover the onside kick, so that ends the Eagles' hopes. Here with 48 seconds left in the game, and the Eagles only have 2 timeouts left, so they can't really kill the clock effectively. And so it looks like the Eagles will go down to their 8th defeat of the year. And the Patriots will pick up their 7th win.
We'd like to take time to thank our very excellent crew. George Sullivan, our spotter. Jod Sullivan, as they call him here. Billy George, our statistician, and Ken Flanagan. And also our very fine producer, Dave Fox, our director, John McDonough, and our associate director, Mike Albanese. And we want to remind you that coming up, following this game on most of these CBS stations, you'll see one of the big matchups perennially in the NFL, the Cowboys and the Redskins at Washington. Of course, with St. Louis getting wiped out, Nick, by your old club on Thanksgiving, Miami, Washington has a shot now, very much so, for that AFC wild card spot.
You know, somehow, some way, George Allen will get the Redskins to play over their heads, so they'll be in the ball game all the way. You know they're going to put pressure on Staubach. But it's always interesting to see number 33, Tony Dorsett.
He might not play. He had some unwitting defensive lineman hit him in a drill this week, and he had a knee problem. They'll know right before game time. They're going to work him out and see if he'd be ready. But he is a game breaker. Dallas at Washington coming next here on CBS. 3rd down and 8 coming up now for the New England Patriots as the clock winds down and closes in on the Patriots' 7th victory, the Eagles' 8th defeat. Remind you again, next week, some of the great weightlifters in the world will be on display here on CBS at 5 o'clock Eastern Time on the CBS Sports Spectacular. And the final gun pops, and that is the final number here at Foxboro, Massachusetts. The New England Patriots scoring a 14-6 victory over the Philadelphia Eagles. Two first-half touchdown passes by Steve Grogan proved to be the difference as the Patriot defense did the rest. The Eagles not scoring until the final 2 minutes of the game.